Prepare for teleport!
Welcome to Warmonger. This is Warmonger 13, and tonight we're doing the Death Guard. Now, I've got someone on the line who I've been playing against in Horus Heresy since the very beginning, and this man is the guy who, like, we were there for playing fantasy, and this man, who I'm about to introduce, was playing 40k at this event. And then we went over and we're like, hey, what's going on? And then you were like, look at this. And then produced book 1, which had that full Legion list. And I remember like just like sitting under the table, just like reading it, just going like, oh my god, just like, holy shit, look at this fucking shit, holy fuck. And that's where I was just like, oh my god, Horus Heresy is totally a thing. And then pestered Michael into buying all the books so I could go around and sit in his couch and read them all, pore over them. So pivotal in me getting into heresy, and therefore me doing a podcast about heresy. So without this man, you can thank him for poisoning my mind, if you will, and then also over the last like fucking 10 years or something, trying to poison my troops with his fucking Death Guard. So it's Danny Whitehead. How are you?
I'm really good, Tim. Thanks.
Excellent, good. And yeah, we've run some fucking disgusting lists against each other over the years.
Yeah, we have. We've been mean.
Explain to warm people up for the Death Guard. Like, explain to me again how your guys. You had a unit that charged my unit of thralls, who are only their toughness 3, granted. But explain to me the rules to warm people up. This is from old edition, but this will get you in the zone for Death Guard, and the dirty tricks. Like, they've still got these dirty tricks. They don't have this dirty trick anymore, I don't think. But
they've taken this one off us.
But they've got fucking the dirtiest trick, fucking dirtiest legion in the game, I think. So tell people about the last edition. Tell me how you moved this unit into base to base with my unit of thralls, and then all 20 of them at the start of the assault phase died. How did that happen again?
So it was a combination. We were playing, was it the Inferno campaign series?
Yep.
And we just hit that stage where in the rules, you could take relics.
Oh, true. Yeah, relics. Yeah.
Because relics was a thing.
That was and that was a good couple of years. Like, we had some good time with the relics. But yeah.
Oh yeah, and we'd had some good games, but previously you had beat me up, and if you go back to your previous episodes,
you hear me going, I destroyed Danny.
Yeah, you smack talked me pretty big. About drilling me. I think it was Inferno 1, you drilled the hell out of me with your list.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then you talk smack about it, and then I've like lined up from, I think it was Inferno 2, maybe Inferno 3, like it was in that category. I was like, right, I have put something together that when I see Tim's going to hate. And yeah, so what it was a combination of using the psychic power in biomancy to reduce your toughness and strength.
Yeah, so go under strength 3, toughness 2.
Yep.
And then
the artifact did the same thing.
Oh, the relic. The relic has...
sorry, the relic did the same thing.
Isn't it just rag grenades there? Or was it stacked with...
No, it was like a banner, but had an area of effect.
That was neg 1 tough.
Neg 1 tough and neg 1 strength.
And then rag grenades.
Then rag grenades. So do it, you had... It did involve a lot of coordination, but if you hit it right, you could bring it down. Now, Enfeeble, I think, was the power. I can't remember if it was Enfeeble or the artifact that allowed you to take something to toughness 0, because the other two actually had the rules in there that they couldn't take you below 1.
Right.
But I think it was 5th edition. having a a toughness of 0 was instant death.
Yeah. If any stats ever reduced to 0, was it?
Yeah.
Where?
It's game over.
Yeah. So all those things. That's so fucking crazy. I remember you doing it and being like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this thing you hate," and I'm like, "Fucking bring it on! I'm not worried. I'm inside my foot because I'm pretty sure I was playing like my fuck Tower Alpha army back at that point because I remember I had guys inside bastions and shit, but the thralls were all outside to like bubble wrap, and then you just moved up. Didn't even have to do a round of attacks. Didn't get held back because like when I was playing Fox Tower Alpha, if I had a whole bunch of fearless thralls, I could just throw them forward, and then as people approached, they would never get to like assault the buildings. They would have to try and shoot the buildings. And back then, the rules for buildings were actually good. So you like hit my thrall unit, just evaporated them, and then you just get to fucking like 2d6 forward.
Before even just the way it worked, it actually
just a speed bump. Actually,
the moment I declared and made the charge.
Yeah.
So it's even before initiative step 10.
It's just an automatic fucking leapfrog.
Yeah, and by these, sort of like the enfeeble spell, the rad grenades, and the banner pop.
Yeah. Death Guard have always been just dirtiest fucking dudes as well, and they're the only people who managed to figure out how to make to be able to Overwatch and Cataphracti armor.
Yeah.
Only guys to figure that out. It's convenient.
Well, it's not so much to figure out. I mean, we can go into it a little bit later when we talk about them. But yeah, it's just more how their gear works. Right?
Yeah. They've got some fucking insane compasses. All right, so talking about the Death Guard, quick background. These guys are like just they're gonna use chemical weapons. They're gonna like do just like mass infantry assaults and just break the enemy. They have just like vehicles as well, amazing vehicles. And they're also like had like very often we're bringing Titans with them, right? So they're just like fucking total arseholes to deal with. One of the definitely like the scariest legions, and the Primarch is one of the like super spooky dudes of the heresy. So you've got Nighthorner, everyone knows, who's like a magic shadow man, but also Mortarion was also kind of like a magic shadow man, right? He could just like fucking like move really silently and shit. Just like in the old edition, he got like a free 10-inch ghost move because he could just like fucking
almost like a wraith. We can, incorporeal sort of being that can just manifest physically.
Yeah, which is
an area of itself.
Fucking like that's fucking way more insane than like Sanguinus having wings or anything. Like holy shit, that's fucking crazy. That's way crazier than like Magnus is a psyker, which is cool, but like everyone knows about that. Like what the fuck is just like manifest man? Like it's fucking crazy. I mean I
love the rule. I've used it a few times, both in first and this edition. So
that rule's still in there? I haven't read the Primarch rules.
Yeah. No, you can still do it.
Okay.
So, I still think my favourite place to, not that you ever often use Primarchs in Zone Mortalis, but when you do, God, it's funny sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
Especially with Mortarion, because you can just jump between walls. And
yeah. Like imagine him in fucking Zone Mortalis. Have you run him in Zone?
Yes. Not in this edition yet, but the rule isn't any different, really.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, like, it's going to be the same in that aspect.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Oops. Great fucking Legion. The background, go and read. It's all in book 1. Because they're one of the first legions to, well, they're part of like the original 4.
They're the original 4 that dropped, which is why I actually went for them, because I actually, if you remember, I used to have a Badab Wars Salamander army.
Yeah, Yeah.
Which
yeah,
is what got me interested in Forge World, was the Badab Wars, and then and then because I was always following their releases, I stumbled across the Heresy as soon as it came out, and look where we're at now. Please never tell your partner that I'm responsible for this.
Yeah, don't worry. So wait, hold on. So what made you choose Death Guard there? Just because like you read about how they fucking they owned the salamanders?
Well, previously in 40k, back when I was the sort of jerk that would abuse rules, I did a Nurgle army in 40k for Chaos Marines. Yeah. So, and I loved Callus Typhon in that.
Yeah, those like classic metal like fucking Plague Marines from like the olden days, like
that was fucking an awesome model.
3rd edition or second. Some those second edition ones, like they came out in the Chaos Codex 2nd edition. You know, like the guy with the power fist who's pointing, gas mask power fist pointing.
Yep.
Fucking classic. And you know, having those plague knives as well. That's like a fucking cool thing that they've always been like. Having these like dirty fucking implagued knives that just they scratch you, you know, you get fucking turbo AIDS or whatever. So yeah, fucking cool dudes, man.
If you remember really early on, with Nate Jerks running the battle station Ipswich.
Yep.
It was when I was running this list that Nate actually showed me what Forge World was, because they had a series of torsos.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Which was actually my first venture into Forge World.
Yeah. Yeah, those torsos were cool. Yeah. There's some good shit, man. Like, they've still got good shit, but yeah, back in those days, they put out some really nice models. Alright, so, anything else that we should know about the Death Guard before we go in? I mean, I don't want to give too much, like, just, like, we could sit here and talk about their background, we could talk about their fucking exemplary battles where they fucking board a hive with the Fourth Horseman, which is like an interplanetary assault barge for flying down out of space and invading a hive with like 30,000 guys. So there's shit like that. We could talk about that all night, but is there any other major things we need to consider? What do you like most about them? So give them a quick sell.
The resilience and the relentlessness, that sort of aspect about them. You know, they're the sort of guys that would do a fall on hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the attrition, the use of numbers. They'll get there in the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just super fucking relentless and remorseless as well. Just like executing everyone. Like they'll just go through a hive and fucking everyone dies there. It's pretty crazy. Yep. All right. Well,
they really do not follow the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not one little bit.
All right. Well, let's fucking quickly go through the rules. So, I mean, we've heard a lot about. We've heard at least 10 minutes of fucking information about us just talking about fucking how good they are and how I think that they're very good. Don't think I've played against them yet. So, have I played against Death Guard yet?
Yeah, you have against is it Axel?
Oh, Rapper, yeah. Oh, fuck,
Rapper,
yeah.
sorry.
But have I played in this edition?
Rapper, Axel.
Yeah, I have played in it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Rapper fucking smashed me.
Did he?
Yeah, with the fucking Death Shroud. Yeah, dude. Because the power scythes,
they're a thing.
Fucking dudes are ape shit. The fucking Death Shroud, just as an idea, are fucking sick as well, just due to the battle hardened. But yeah, we'll get into that because I'm just trying.
Yeah.
I totally fucked up. I went to go looking for.
So page 232, mate.
I went to go looking for the Morbus Poisoners earlier, and I totally fucking just. What page? Sorry, 200 what?
232 of the Heretic book.
Oh yeah, here we go. Oh no, I've got a fucking totally. I've got the digital copy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, that's right. You weren't to know. I'm just. Before this one's a Horus, right? Fuck, holy shit, I'm gonna have to edit this out. I sound like super retarded.
That's alright.
What the fuck? Oh yeah, here we go. Alright, let's have a look at the rules here. So, number 1 rule is remorseless. What does it do? Like, explain it in way fewer words than what's written there, Danny. What's the basics of it?
The simplest version of it is it takes away the movement penalty from pinning when you're subject to it.
Right.
It also allows you to, like...
also difficult terrain and shit, they don't give a fuck.
Difficult and dangerous terrain, depending on your rite of war.
Yeah.
But you also count, if you only move your 6 inches, you don't run, you don't do any of that funky stuff. You fire as if you don't move.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty fucking huge.
It's not quite relentless, but it's pretty freaking close.
Yeah. Does it, so, but you would still...
It's a bigger rule. It has a lot more steps to it, I guess.
Yeah, but just riddle me this, though. Can you rapid fire a bolter and then still charge? Because it's not relentless, so it's...
No.
So you can't rapid fire...
Yeah, it's not relentless.
So you can move in rapid fire, but you cannot charge.
Yep.
However, you can still move and assault if you want it. You just can't fire a rapid fire weapon and then assault, or a heavy weapon and then assault, essentially. But you can still move and fire either of those, which is pretty.
Yeah, as you would. So
which you want to do with heavy, right? Like that's the whole.
Yeah, that's the whole point. If you're moving a heavy weapon, if you move forward with a heavy weapon, you can still fire that heavy weapon normally.
Yeah, no effect on assault or rapid fire, except for...
You're not charging anybody, same as if you get yourself just inside that rapid fire range with movement to get that extra 2 attacks. Or extra attack, I should say. 2 if you choose to use Fury.
Yeah. So you can move in Fury. Yeah, right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, move in Fury, that's a big one.
Yeah, it doesn't. So it counts as counter-stationary when making shooting attacks. Okay, until the start of the controlling player's next turn. However, this rule does not affect whether or not a model may make a charge. This is where it's different to relentless.
Yeah.
It does not allow models with the vehicle type unit to ignore the effects of an immobilized result. A lot more stuff just relating to vehicles, stuns and things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not quite relentless, but it's there.
Yeah, but it is something, yeah. And so Fury of the Legion you can only do if you don't move, right? So
this counts to explain it more, a model of this rule too, so it doesn't affect cavalry or artillery subtypes.
Yep.
So as you know, Death Guard weren't big on any of those sort of things. Maybe the artillery, but definitely not cavalry. Fast-moving things, that ain't their realm.
Yeah. Artillery has relentless anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But yeah, so they don't get the difficult terrain problem.
Yeah.
But nor do they get the pinning, the movement effect of the pinning. So it's a solid rule. It's not as good as what it used to be in first edition, but I can't complain. It's got its uses, and
no, exactly, yeah. And fucking being able that is a huge rule for your heavy weapon squads, and spoiler alert, there's like good heavy weapons heavy weapon squad rules coming up. So I mean that's a big buff to like them as well. So that's cool. And the fact that you can move even though you're pinned is pretty good. Just means you can't be stopped. Like it means you can't you still can't make reactions and you still only snap shoot, but you can still, it doesn't prevent you from moving. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And as long as you're not heavy, you could still run presumably then as well.
Depending on your rider wall, certain rider walls don't allow running.
Okay, right. Yeah, no running this Legion, bro. We just relentlessly walk.
Cardio ain't a big thing, buddy.
Yeah. Carrying fucking heavy weapons. and think about like that's so good on a unit of like Volkite calibers that are heavy. They'll just get to fucking like move around and fucking shoot the fuck out of shit. And then all your heavy weapon squads like las cannons and culverins and things like that, which are fucking really premium squads in this edition because you can return fire with all of those weapons. That's why dreadnoughts are so good, because fucking shoot a tank and it's just like, oh well, I can shoot back you with my heavy bolters. Whereas a dreadnought, you shoot a dreadnought with a demolisher cannon or whatever, and it goes like, oh thanks asshole, and then returns fire with a gravis las cannon and just punches a hole through your shit. Whereas, like in a heavy weapon squad, they're gonna fucking... Like a 10-man las cannon team, I don't know what you're gonna shoot at it, but it's gonna kill whatever you shoot them with. Like, if you manage to destroy a heavy weapon squad that's in cover, in one shooting round with a unit, your unit also is gonna die fucking 100%, because you can do return fire and just annihilate them, so...
Yeah. No, there's a lot of really good rules. Trust me, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
By any main stretch. Like I said, it's not as good as it once was, but the way it works in this edition, it's pretty good, and it's fluffy too. Like for every bit of fiction written, this lines up with how they work.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Well, let's get through the Warlord traits. So I'll smash through these and then we can talk about them at the end of each one. So, first of all is the Reaper's Visage, which is pretty cool. Any enemy unit with at least one model within 12 inches of your Warlord with this trait must reduce the leadership of all models in that unit by -2 whenever making a leadership test, a morale check, or attempting to regroup, unless that unit also includes at least one model with the independent character special rule or the Primarch unit subtype. In addition, an army whose Warlord has this trait can you get an additional reaction in the assault phase. So -2 to leadership as long as there's no independent characters in that unit. So I mean, -2 is a fucking massive to just push down on people in like a huge like Sea of Men game, like that's fucking great. That's pretty good if you can, as long as you...
it is pretty good.
You need some way of sniping out characters though. If you had some fucking sniper guys.
That's not how Death Guard work. Like, I think if it was like Fear 2 and just utilizing that, probably would have worked just as well. I mean, Fear's not going to work on a Primarch, and it's not going to work on... Does this affect... No, it wouldn't affect Stubborn either, so it doesn't really matter. I think Fear 2 could have solved this a lot quickly.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think Stubborn would stop this?
Well, Stubborn affects any negative modifier to their leadership.
Okay. It doesn't just specify that for Fear? Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Alright, well.
So,
Yeah, maybe.
Stubborn works again. You should just throw in Fear 2, but all good. I'm happy with it. It has its uses and its builds.
Yeah. Alright, next one up is Witch Hunter. Warlord with this trait gets +1 toughness and weapon skill when locked in combat with any unit that includes at least one model with the Psyker subtype. So, +1 to your toughness and weapon skill, pretty good. Go up to weapon skill 7, toughness 5, which saves you from a whole lot of instant death shit. All friendly units comprised entirely of models with the Legion Astartes Death Guard, with one model within 12 inches of the Warlord, get a 6+ invulnerable save against hits inflicted by psychic weapon. psychic power or perils of the warp. That's pretty cool. I like that. Just a free.
It is good.
Free 6+ fuck you.
Yeah, and I was re-listening to Thousand Suns, and it would make for a good, interesting one to take against them.
Yeah,
it'd get a lot of use, I think.
You also get an additional reaction in the enemy player's assault phase as well.
Yeah. It means another chance to Overwatch, really, when you get that. So
yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. The plus one toughness, I mean, you're not going to come up against psychos all the time. However, having said that, there are quite a few people running telepaths at the moment. So if they've got a telepath, lots of people have a telepath in their Death Star. You could secretly sub that in, like, don't play with that Warlord trait. When do you choose a Warlord trait? Oh,
jeez.
You still choose it before the start of the game? Can you mix them around? I don't know. I'm always like wondering if you can mix them around. A lot of them like have like a specific sort of build you want to go for, but if you wanted to be ultimately flexible, you could play Reaper's Visage, and then they've got a Psyker in their Death Star. Just go around, round one, go around, have a look at the tables, see what other people are running, see how many people are running a Psyker in their Death Star, for example, and then...
Yeah, well, are you allowed to change... Oh, yeah, that's interesting, because in this edition, you've got these choices now.
Yeah, almost because I ask people that a lot, and almost everyone's like, I chose it when I made the army. Like,
yeah, because, I mean, the way you would play in, say, 40k in 5th, 6th, and 7th, I'm pretty sure you chose it, or it was done as part of your army. I think it should be done as part of your army because it sets the thing.
Yeah, you used to roll for it, remember?
Oh, yeah, you did too. Unless you used special characters, yeah.
Yeah, unless you were locked in. But yeah, at Jacob's events, we just chose, which was good. So you could plan.
Yeah, I think if you start an event with something, you need to finish with it. And therefore, I think it should, because regardless of where you use it, it would be part of your process.
Yeah, as long as you're using the same Warlord, yeah, if you're using the same Warlord.
Yeah, you're using the same Warlord the whole time. He can't just pick and choose. That's like your mates, you looking at their list and go, well, actually, you brought that? You had that in secret? Cool. Now I'm going to use Witch Hunter. Like,
well, you can have another... I think you should be able to bring 2 lists. One, as long as but you had to have a different Warlord. So you couldn't like just have like a fully tuned dual list. You had to have 2 separately tuned lists. If you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Well, how are we going to do this?
Hopefully you know what I mean.
Because you know it's on.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. But do we get to see each other's lists first, and then we get to choose? Because how does it work then? Because like if we both get to choose our list before the game, but we don't know which of each other's separate lists we may be running, because that's why we'd always play. We'd always play in like the last round, so we'd be able to like spy on each other's armies and stuff, and like be like, oh yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We need to make some elaborate.
Well, look. To be fair, I've got an
system.
advantage in this aspect because I listen to the podcast and stuff. While I'm painting, so I kind of know what's in your collection.
Oh, damn it! Well, okay, well.
So where you're drawing from, which is a big clue.
Well, I'm gonna have to do secret shit. Michael and I sometimes do secret shit though, and we don't talk about it on the podcast until we've pulled it out and used it against people.
Yeah, I'm down.
I think.
You know what? I'm that confident.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So.
I think we should have secret.
We're doing new army. We're doing new army. New edition, new army. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm doing Iron Hands.
My 3K is going to be the exact same as what I'm taking to react. So.
Well, you're not going to change it up.
No. Why?
Okay. I'm just wondering.
I'm training with it.
All right.
I've taken a soft list,
we should have
but I'm training.
I want to have like secret reserves and shit like that. But I can't tell if you're psyopsing me now and whether you're going to actually do have a secret army. It has to be Death Guard though.
Oh, you want you want to fight Death Guard for this one? Because my new army is obviously Sons of Horus. All right, so
sneaky. I'm trying to pin you down because like we make agreements and then it's explained to me that I didn't understand the agreement in the first place. That's
because you normally lose as.
No. I'm just making sure because like sometimes like we might say. This is what we're gonna do, and then someone will bring a warhound or something, or whatever,
Well, to be fair,
we're not gonna have warhounds. You've got a lot of shit that I'm afraid of. That's all. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm not gonna do that. Wow.
I'm not gonna do that. Backpedal.
A super heavy without a little bit of consent.
No mastodons or anything. No super. No.
No, yeah. I'm not going to bust a super heavy or a Primarch unless you want it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Right. Actually,
now I know about your bet with Randy.
Yeah, well, we've got to get our Primarchs. I don't know if I'll have. I don't.
You got to take your collection to 4K somehow. I know you've got Mechanicum to do it.
Yeah, I've got tons. Yeah, well, so my 2,500 point list, which we've talked about. I've now got an Atropos in there, which I think should be good. And although it very much didn't do fucking shit in the last two games that I played, just got fucking fucked on. It's only because I forgot some of the rules, such as I forgot it had knife fighting, and I didn't realize it had what's it called? Fast stride or something? What's it called? Outflank?
I haven't read enough of it yet. I've got the book. I haven't read enough of it yet.
It basically just gets an extra 4-inch move when it moves, and if you choose to do that, then you can't assault, but you can still shoot and shit like that. So and its base move is like 14 or something. So it's like this huge fucking move.
That's a big move. Yep.
Yeah. And it's one of the few things in the game that has a large blast, strength 8 AP2 large blast. So the only problem is it fucking sucks in close combat. Like I charged a dreadnought and lost. If you are actually counting, if it wasn't at night and it didn't matter, I would have lost combat by a lot against it. And then because it's a knight, knights and titans are apparently in the same class, which is they don't count as being in combat like a vehicle. So the dreadnought was just like, thanks for charging me, and I just beat the fuck out of you. Now I'm just going to shoot you with a multi-melter. And then if it hadn't killed me, which it did, it could have just assaulted and would have had like 1 million attacks and just fucking crushed me. like a single dread would just fucking annihilate it. And it can't do fucking anything to a dread. Like it can shoot a strength 10 shot at AP2, that's all. Or do a haywire hit from the big large blast thing. So Dreadnought's just like gonna eat the fuck up. But it is one of like if you catch Terminators in the open, it's like take invulnerables or die time. So which is pretty good.
Yeah. No, I think from understanding.
So I might take that.
You bet with Randy. It's all about who gets it done first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have painted and ready 4K of Sons of Horus. And I can also tick off Fulgrim, the Ninth Horta, and Mortarion while you're down. I've got all of them. So if you come visit...
Yeah, how long am I going to have to fucking stay to play enough games to beat all of, like... I'd have to be, you're going to have to make have a couch ready for me for, like, at least a week.
Yeah. That's easy.
And I can't even promise I'll be able to even collect all those fucking Primarch's heads in that time. Because, like, what if you just destroy me? Like, fuck. Oh.
I'll be fine.
I've got to do it before Randy does there. Randy's going to go down in power level.
See, this is the thing. Like, if you come, I can cater. And... thanks to Brendan, I'm now expanding my theme table from 6 foot through to 14 foot. So
14.
Yeah, 14. I've got a very long but sort of, it's 3.5 meters wide, I think, but it's 11.5 meters long. So
yeah, that's fucking shit hot. Holy fuck! Imagine,
so I've got this mad, well built. You remember how the tables were built at Battle Station?
Yeah. Oh, I remember the tables. Okay.
Yeah. Think of that, but even further done up. I've even got fold out felt dice trays.
Oh yeah. Well, it's deluxe. Deluxe
I've been
gaming
having
facilities.
fun. I was bored. All right.
Yeah. Deluxe gaming facilities. All right. Well, fuck. We went way off topic there. What the hell?
You get probably.
Yeah. Warlord
right. So bang, Witch Hunter. We talked about that. Look at Blood of Barbarous.
Oh yeah. Okay. So any hits with Rending X, Murder Strike X, Poison X, or Fleshbane special rule allocated to a Warlord with this trait, or any model with the Legion Astartes Death Guard special rule in a unit he joins, only gain the benefit of those special rules on a d6 roll of a 6 instead of the value listed as part of that special rule. And then you gain a reaction in the opposing player's shooting phase, so a good return fire here and there. So, holy shit. Okay, so Murder Strike, Rending, Poison, Fleshbane, only wound on a 6.
But what still gets through?
I don't know what.
Breaching.
Oh yeah, no breach. Oh yeah, no breach protection. Shit.
Yep.
But is anyone running plasma guns these days? Like,
I use breaching in a few things.
Yeah, I mean it's not.
I have lots of different armies. So a few things means a lot. I've got a lot of choices.
It's not going to save you from like las cannons either. I mean, but
oh hell no.
Stuff like Rending is fucking. It's going to protect you from snipers, which is pretty fucking good because, like.
Oh, you wouldn't be getting sniped out by a vigilator, would you?
No. Rending 2+ goes to 6+. Fucking those like the Mimesis rifles go to 6+ to rend instead of only 5. Things like the oh holy fuck, you know what that means? So one of the biggest counters to toughness 4, strength 4, toughness 4, Terminator multi-wound shit is the Scorpius Whirlwind, because it can do like a large blast, and if it doesn't move, it becomes rending 4+. That would go to 6+. It'd be like, ooh, totally fucking rub that. That's nice. That's pretty fucking amazing. There is a bunch of stuff. Plasma eradicators, rending 4+ as well. So instead of breaching for some reason, they're just the good fucking plasma, I guess. So that's pretty good as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. It's a good amount of shit.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Isn't the Vindicare sniper like Fleshbane as well or something like that? Maybe I'm forgetting. But yeah.
The Vindic, is that the new Assassin's book one?
Yeah, and the Assassin, yeah. I feel like it might be
I'm not sure. I haven't read the Assassins yet, sorry.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. That's a pretty fucking niche. That's a niche way of robbing people of Fleshbane. They're only 2+ing you. But yeah, Murder Strike going to 6+ as well is pretty cool, because that is some good protection against the old Custodes fucking that new blade that they've got, the Meridian blades, sorry.
What's that do? I haven't read that one yet.
So if they attack using one of the, fucking pheasant kick the sky or whatever, it gives you Murder Strike 4+. So that would totally
that would, that
make it merely a Paragon blade. Yeah, it's only a Paragon blade now. Fucking, your fucking amazing axe or sword or whatever.
It's no different to this to us. No. I actually, I did study before we got together today for this. So
yeah,
I was reading it today, and I'm like, it's probably where I would go.
What do you usually run? What do you usually go with?
When I'm allowed, I take Callus Typhon.
You got your little crutch Typhon. Callus Typhon.
Oh, here we go.
Wait, hold on. So, are we allowing special characters? Is that what you're trying to say? Is this your way of telling me special characters are allowed.
It depends on the event, doesn't it?
Do you think that you need Callus Typhon to beat me? Is that what you're saying?
No. Do you need Ferris?
Do you remember the very first event for 40k, 30k anywhere in the world that John Sutton ran?
Mm.
And I
beat the dick off me with Callus. So yeah, fucking Callus is coming again. You know, stuff that. Callus is coming again, mate.
Shot him to death with like a multi-melter. Fuck, that was good, dude. But yeah, okay, alright. If you think you need your crotch, then, I mean, by all means.
Yeah. Right. No, poor old Callus can still, die to a fucking multi-melter. Okay, well, some things don't change.
What's his Warlord trait then? Is he forced into a special one? Or?
Look, it's a good Warlord trait actually because it sort of plays very much into his fluff.
Yeah.
So he throws down with comes the Reaper.
Yeah.
And when making attacks as part of a shooting attack or during the assault phase with any weapon that has the poisoned X special rule, Callus Typhon and any unit with a Legion of Stays Death Guard and at least one model within 6 inches of Callus Typhon increase the value of the poisoned X special rule by 1. So your 3+ becomes a 2+, and likewise. And you may re-roll fail to wound rolls for weapons with a flashbane. And you'll see why this, like if you read Callus's thing, you'll see why this is important as well. And you get an initial reaction in the movement phase, which is the only one that opens up the movement phase.
Yeah, right. You think that's good? Are you rating movement phase reactions?
Yeah, I am, because that's when deep strike happens. Or subterranean assault.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So you've got to build your list. Well, like, what are you defending against? What are your defenses against this? What are your defenses against that? If you go build an all-round list, which is, I think, what I like to build anyway. So it's some sort of fun, and they can take anything on.
All right. Well, yeah, because I've got so the Rider War that I take, Silver Iron Will, makes my Warlord and his unit. You can't modify their any of their stats, but which is pretty good on him and his unit. So they're immune to a bunch of shit. However, I don't get a movement phase reaction, which is kind of limiting because it means I can't do any. Yeah, I can't do intercept because it's a movement phase.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you're saying that. You're worried about, like, I have probably in 50% of my games I do have assault marines just like deep strike and assault my Culverin unit. But usually I can overwatch against them if they don't use some sort of, like, if they don't deep strike with like a fucking psyker that makes them pinned, for example.
Yeah. I just think it's, and when you read more about Callus, you understand that it doesn't matter. Even if it's not the best one, it doesn't matter.
All right. Okay. Well, you certainly fucking rate this guy. All right.
Oh yeah, I do.
All right.
Well, I do.
To learn more about him so I can undo him. Okay, so we're gonna jump past the rights of war because we'll come back to them right at the end. We're gonna go into the armory. So we've got first of all, we've got Alchem munitions, which is available to
anything that's a flamer.
Anything that's
basically.
A flamer. Yeah.
Just change it to flashbang gets hot. Flashbang is obviously, you can see their strengths. They maintain the same. They don't change, as do the AP of the weapon.
Yeah.
However, flashbang means you wound on a 2+.
Pretty good.
However, you do suffer gets hot. This is a big upgrade from like 1.0 and 1.5. In the sense that we used to just get shred.
Yeah. You think you reckon 2+ is better than 4+ rerolling or whatever? I guess like flashbang on a pistol is pretty good. Like, that's pretty fucking crazy.
When you look at the changes to The toughness chart, yes. Yes, it is. It's massive.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 2+. so the Alchem cannon, which is the flamestone cannon, it's turret 18, fleshbane gets hot. That's pretty good. Holy shit, pretty fucking good. Okay.
Also, strength 6 too. So
yeah.
Against humans, that's a reroll because it's still. I'm not actually. I need to read that one. That used to be an old rule.
Yeah, poison. I did check that in this edition. Poison, if the strength of the weapon would normally.
Instant kill?
No, what is it? If it would normally be better to wound because of the strength, then you get to reroll the wound, I believe. Like if it's strength 5, 4+ poison, and it would normally wound on a 3+. Then you wait. Am I fucking just making that up?
Choose the better one.
No, you get to reroll the wound. Am I just making that up? No, that's definitely in there, right?
That used to be the old rule.
Yeah,
I haven't gone back to that one.
Yeah, it's definitely in this one. It's under poison. Oh, good.
Under poison.
Grabbing my 1700 gram book.
I'm on the same one. Don't worry about it.
It's under
flicking through.
Always wins a 2+ in close combat. If it's a shooting attack, it always wins a 2+. Either case has no effect against vehicles or buildings, and it's fleshbane. Poisoned.
If the model has a poison special rule, or is attacking with a melee weapon which has the poison special rule, it always wounds on a fixed number, generally shown in the brackets, unless lower result would be required when attacking in close combat. In addition, if the strength of the wielder or the poison weapon is higher than the toughness of the victim, the wielder must re-roll failed wounds. So it's actually changed for the better. It used to be twice, I'm sure. But yeah, it's so even like the custodes against that what we call it, the Alchem cannon.
Yeah. The Alchem cannon.
That's a 2+ re-rollable.
The heavy Alchem flamer, which is just a heavy flamer, you'd be wounding a 2+ with re-rolling 1s, which is pretty fucking crazy. And that would how does it work with gets hot there? You just have to roll a d6 for each guy, and then
so you do it before you do any of them.
Oh, okay.
And you resolve that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So any that you fail, they just don't shoot.
If they fail and don't die, yeah. I mean, if they die, you take them away. But
yeah.
There's a lot of template.
So much shit
required.
Yeah, dude, think about how much shit. Like, for about 20 years, the only things that Space Marines had were las cannons, flamers, heavy bolters. Like, there's only like fucking 5 guns they ever had, and one of them was heavy flamer. So it's on literally every fucking vehicle can take it, right? Dreadnoughts can take them in their hands. So many squads can take a flame, at least a flamer. So much you can take hand flamers. On destroyer squads with dual hand flamer squads, it'd be fucking like totally insane.
Even look at the Alchem pistol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like fucking. It's a template with fleshbane. Like, it's crazy.
Yep.
So yeah.
And gets hot. And the thing is, the way gets hot works is the special rule. So it's saying strength 3, for example, with the Alchem pistol. Is a strength 3.
Well, it's an it's an auto wound, but it's at the AP of the weapon.
It's auto wound, yeah. So
it's at the AP of the weapon, and they're all AP fuck all. So they're all AP 4 is the worst.
Nothing.
Yeah, one of them's AP nothing. Yeah. So you're always going to get an armor save against it as well, which is pretty good.
Everything marine, you get an armor save. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So Alchem weapons, fucking great. Who doesn't like wounding on 2? It's like obviously the only downside is there are lots of things are heavy in the new edition. Heavy means they get to reroll their armor save against it, so they will be just going like, against custodes, you might do a fuckload of wounds because you're wounding on 2s rolling 1, so you might get like 30 wounds and they all wound, but they're getting a 2+ rerollable. So which is assured it's successful 97% of the time. So usually
how many people are taking heavy lists? So?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
And if you look, especially the new people coming in, they're unless they're going and buying breaching marines from Forge World, they don't actually exist in the box sets yet.
Yeah. Oh, I guess custodes don't have heavy, do they? Custodes aren't heavy, are they?
Not all of them. Some of them are.
Right. Okay. Oh, the Terminators are, but So the Terminators that have a 2+ rerollable, but like all their basic guys are just getting a 2+, and that's where way to fire like that. Yeah. What's that? Sorry.
No different to Cataphracti.
Oh yeah. Well, Cataphracti will get a reroll, but you were specifically saying against custodes. That's all.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like, as a trader, like you're going to be playing against a lot of custodes armies. So
yeah, I'm still bitter from 1.5.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to find the secret to destroying them. You know, the last event we had, there was 3 custodes armies. Lots of people trying out the rules. It's pretty interesting.
Really?
Good. Yeah, pretty good, man. Randy's running his. He painted like 3,000 points of custodes in a couple of weeks.
Has he sold his Space Wolves?
No.
Just ask because it's Randy.
Yeah, no, don't think so. Alright, next up, Toxin bombs. Any model?
Now, I love these things.
Yeah, you described these to me and they're fucking disgusting. So any model with a character subtype and the Trader Allegiance may take the Toxin bombs for 10 points. When a unit declares a charge targeting a unit with one or more models with a Toxin bomb, roll a d6 for each model in the unit that's declared a charge. For each roll of a 1, a model in this unit that has declared a charge chosen by that unit's controlling player suffers a wound. No armor save, cover save, or damage mitigation rolls can be made against this wound. But invulnerable saves may still be rolled. That's fucking, like, difficult terrain, but on top of dangerous terrain, right? So it's like dangerous terrain.
Yeah, it stacks.
It stacks with dangerous terrain because it's not dangerous terrain itself. It just has identical rules to dangerous
stacks.
terrain. Oh,
so you make a charge. And
so every squad has this,
when we get into
every squad has this, right?
Rights of War,
you
see where this comes in.
So every squad has this, right? It's 10 points on every sergeant.
Squads that don't have it are Death Shroud Terminators or Cataphract. Oh, sorry, no, they do. Death Shroud don't get it because there's no independent characters or character subtypes in it. So they're the only ones that don't grasp onto this.
But you can put a independent character. Wait.
Oh, you can stack one in, yeah, and that's fine. Then you get it, but. It's like the only infantry unit that doesn't benefit from this is the...
Oh, right, I see what you mean. There's no character in the... Yeah. I get it, sorry. Yeah, but you're going to get it in there through your characters anyway. You can just easily join, and you're going to have tonnage characters, so... okay, well, fuck, I don't remember Repo using this against me, but... Fuck, yeah, that's... The fact that it stacks with dangerous... terrain is fucking crazy. That's worth noting, everybody listening home.
Oh yeah.
And then the last thing, the special thing that they get is a power scythe, which is strength +2, so strength 6 for most guys. AP 3, melee, rending 6+, two-handed, reaping blow. So Rapper used these against me, as I did not say unwieldy there. So you're getting a ton of strength 6 AP 3 attacks with rending on a 6+. And reaping blow, so touching more than one guy, getting extra attack. Rapper had 3 Death Shroud with these, and a character like a Praetor with these, and then a Primus Medicae in Terminator armor with a Thunderhammer in the unit as well. And those dudes just like gave fucking no fucks, man. They like They deployed. Fuck. So I was like marching towards Rapper, who just led me into a trap because he flew on a Cestus, and then the Cestus just like made landing in front of I was running like 5 Castellax with like a Praetor and a Praevian and a Forge Lord in there, who were both just like, fucking console characters with Thunderhammers and 5 Castellax, and those guys deployed and then assaulted the Castellax and fucking just like dismantled them, like destroyed all of the fucking just chewed through the Castellax themselves in 2 turns, and then started just like clashing blades with like the two fucking characters with thunderhammers. I was like, holy shit! Like I smashed those dudes with like so many weapon skill 5 thunderhammer attacks. And because of battle hardened, he was just able to shrug them the fuck off, and also because of battle hardened, able to get feel no pain. So he's getting 5+5+ on his death shroud, and then and no instant kills. So it's just like, what the fuck? But those scythes, because they were hitting me on 3s and then wounding on 4s, and I was getting only a 5+ invulnerable save against that shit. And I think he was actually wounding on 3s. Because
did he have rad grenades?
Yeah, because he had rad grenades. Yeah. So it was just like, holy shit! Those sides went fucking berserk. So those sides, very good. I rate them. What do you rate them?
I actually do think they're really good.
It's any character,
+2 strength. Character. Well, where you can put them for a start. I mean, and we'll look at. I mean, death shrouds going to come into this conversation very shortly. +2 strength, AP 3, so you're not copping a hit on your initiative like you used to.
Yeah.
Melee, rending, 6+, yeah. You know, but that's not breaching, that's rending. You're now talking about strength 6, AP 3, rending attacks.
Yeah.
That means land raiders can be glanced to death. Or even penetrated to death. Yeah,
and knights, man. You can penetrate a knight. They're only 13 on the front. Yeah, exactly. Very good. And then against dreadnoughts, like I wasn't running dreadnoughts because I would have been able to throw some of them in. But against dreadnoughts, you're not going to be. You don't want to use these guys on dreadnoughts. Like you've got like Death Shroud have mass of these, but they also have melter bombs. They can melter bomb shit. Terminate. If you've got like Repo had a couple of characters in there. Like he had his Primus Medicae with a Thunderhammer for just like grinding shit down. So being so hard to kill, and then also having a couple of characters in there with the Thunderhammer or two. You don't just only take the Scythe, but the Scythe is extremely good. Just think about just two, like a 10-man squad. A 20-man tack squad where the sergeant has a Scythe, and they get charged by some Blood Angels. You're going at initiative. And just you have a good chance of just fucking decapitating some Blood Angels fucking at the same initiative. When
you're adding red grenades,
think about it in a challenge. Tons of people just take a power fist on their sergeant. If you get him in a challenge, you're just gonna fucking decapitate him before he can strike.
Yep.
So being an initiative is very good. I think it's pretty fucking sick. But I think you want to have a mix. It's any character, so you can take a Terminator squad where your Terminator Sergeant has one of these 3 attacks base.
Yeah, they're pretty widespread throughout the army, which is good.
Yeah.
Two-handed, you lose that +1, but you got to pay a price somewhere, don't you?
Yeah.
It can't all be bonuses.
Well, you got Reaping Blow as well. In some ways, that can make it as well.
Reaping Blow's not like it used to be either. Where when that kicked in, that was. I think 1.0, it was the reason that you had to drop 1 initiative to get the +1 attack.
Yeah.
But Reaping Blow, this one, more than one model in base contact with it have an extra attack.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good.
That's alright, I'll take it every time.
Especially and the thing is,
unlike Furious Charge, Rage, things like that, where you need to be assaulted or assaulting to get, this is maintained throughout the fight phase, as long as you're tied in combat with more than one model.
Yeah.
So,
it's hard, man.
It's a really good benefit.
Yeah, I fucking rate it. I rate it. Initiative, AP, rending, just fucking pretty, just dismantling. I mean, it's very similar to a what the Night Lords have, right? The claw, what's it called? The fucking magic glaive thing. We're doing Night Lords soon. I think Night Lords is next episode. Their chain glaive. It's
the chain glaive.
It's AP3, but that's only +1 strength, whereas this is +2 strength and has Reaping Blow. And that rending 6 as well. So,
and we've got much greater access to that.
Yeah, and people love the fucking people love the chain glaive. So what's not to like about this? It's even better. All right.
I think so.
Let's talk about special units. So, Death Shroud, number 1.
Hell yeah, Death Shroud's number 1.
I'll take us quickly through their stats, and then you tell us about the unit.
Roger.
Okay, so veteran stats, so weapon skill and BS5. Weapon skill 5 and BS5, which is pretty fucking sweet. 3 wounds, 3 attacks base, leadership 9, they don't have any sergeant, and they're in Tartarus armor with a power scythe and an Alchem pistol, which is a fleshbane, strength 3 fleshbane hand flamer, essentially.
Yep.
And then you can take like a shitload. I think it comes with 2, and you can take up to an additional 8, and there's 70 points per model base.
Yep.
Why are they so good? Why? Tell me why.
Alright, straight away, special rules. Obviously you got your Death Guard rules. They pick up relentless. Yeah, they can be part of a retinue, like any Terminator, bulky. But now we start to come into it, which is Battle Hardened 1. When you throw Battle Hardened 1 on top of a Terminator unit with 3 wounds,
yeah.
Now you're looking at something awesome. Obviously their attacks are better than normal too. Like they're not just veterans. These guys are fucking the most dick kickers.
Yeah,
they're very much.
I'm getting stubborn as well, like stubborn 9.
Yep.
Just every single model is stubborn 9, so it doesn't matter if you lose a sergeant, you're going to be rolling that stubborn 9. Like even if your characters get sniped out or precision struck out or challenged out or whatever, you're always going to be certain.
Chosen warriors too.
Yeah. Which is really good if somebody figures out how to do challenges really well. Like I did against Jack Dunlop in the last event, where I fucking just overkilled his characters by a huge amount. Nice. And won these combats against his dudes and just I couldn't run them down because I was in Tartarus, but you could fucking just like make someone else fight you, like a fucking just peon, like a chosen warrior, and then you keep your character safe and just like smash into the combat or whatever. So very interesting. That Battle Hardened 1 is fucking massive. When we talked about how like the top 3 Terminators, I've put Deliverers up there because I think the Deliverers, they're basically just Starin but also with Battle Hardened.
Yeah.
So I mean that to me puts them makes them like one of the like best units in the game. And that's definitely like after I've played against fucking those Death Shroud that Rappo was running, because fucking that Battle Hardened is just so crazy, because you just rely on like your Thunderhammers and fucking Power Fists and shit to just devastate the enemy. Whereas Battle Hardened, it's not so. It's like, as we've discussed before, it's a double nerf, because you're not only getting feel no pain, but you're also ignoring the instant death. So fucking really good.
It provides a lot of options to support them.
And then now it's a squatted between 2 and 8. Why is it 2 and 8? Is there some fucking reason for that? Like, what's the? What's the
they
deal,
were like, to be fair, in the 1.0 they were actually a squad of 3. I don't know if they're going off the 3 dots of Nurgle, or if it'd be a bit, I thought 7 was the number of Nurgle, so sometimes
they are 70 points each.
This is also true.
And the first 2 are 140 points each. Is it so that you can... Oh, it's 2, so that if you add 7... Oh, no, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's weird.
That's alright. As promised, I'll give you combos later.
Alright. Okay, so extremely very good unit. I definitely rate these boys. They're an elite's choice. Now, they don't have the heavy rule, right? So
that's correct.
They're able to
run. And they've got that extra inch of movement too.
Yeah, the movement 7, they're able to run. They're in Tartarus, which allows that. And then they can sweeping advance as well, which is fucking really good.
Yep.
And then why are they ballistic skill 5? What is that about? Is that for... What is that?
I've got absolutely no idea. It's just proving how good we are.
Because they don't have any...
It's a flex.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a flex.
Yeah, because
it's just a flex.
Yeah, okay.
That's all it is. It's a flex. It doesn't affect anything.
Oh, so good. Damn it, why are they so good? Should have made them BS7. Alright, next up is Grave Wardens. These boys fucking... Now, when our very first event, where I played a 1,000-point game, disclosure, Danny was running a bunch of Grave Wardens, and Grave Wardens back then were trash, I think. Well, not trash, but against me, specifically against Thalax, because I had to do a strength check, so I'd only fail on a 6. So all it is like fucking all of your whatever the fuck poison shit that these guys had.
Yep.
It didn't used to be poison. It used to be like, you used to have some bespoke stupid rule. So you would fire all these things at me, and I'd be like, "Oh, you're only wounding on 6s," and then I just like shoot a bunch of single wound Terminators dead, you know, with like rending shots and fucking multi-melders and stuff. So that's like a definitely like they've come a long way. Like last edition, I think they made them a little bit too OP, but towards the end there,
Mate,
but
I'll be honest,
they probably
I don't
deserved
think it changed.
You don't think it changed? Okay, all right.
No.
You think that in this? What about? So you're saying in this edition, you reckon they're pretty strong?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think they're very strong,
Right.
especially again if you bring Callus into the fray.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, so they're 250 points. They're 45 points each. You can take up to 10, between 5 and 10. They come with an assault grenade launcher and a power fist, a death cloud projector, and cataphractii armor. Assault grenade launcher is either 2 shots at strength 6, AP4 at 18, or a single shot at range 18, strength 1, AP5, assault 4, poison 3+, ignores cover. So ignores cover.
Yeah, strength 1.
Isn't going to matter much.
Well,
but
it's strength 1, AP5, assault 4, poison 3+, ignores cover.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. 4 shots, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. Per launcher, and for 50 points. It's pretty good. And then they also
ignoring cover.
Oh, and ignoring cover. Yeah, well, I mean, most people's. I don't think there's anything AP5 in the game yet, is there? Oh, thralls! There is thralls. So there you go. Thralls don't get a fucking save, so you just slow the shit on them.
Well, it's not about that. That takes away your shrouded rule. There goes your shrouded rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. But that's just damage mitigate. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And if you look at them, and like I said, that's wounding a 3, regardless of their toughness. No cover benefit.
Yeah.
Sure, they get an armor save, but like I said, you throw Callus in there and it becomes a 2+. You throw in his Warlord trait.
Yeah. So what you're saying is they can't evade for a 5+ shrouded. Like they still feel no pain, but if they're trying to evade, like a lot of units, they've got when you shoot at them, instead of trying to return fire because you might not be in range or whatever, you'll do an evade and just try and get a free 5+ invulnerable save. It's a damage mitigation save, so it happens after your wounds.
Yeah, invulnerable. Yeah,
but it's can't be denied by things like instant death and shit like that. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So this would ignore that, which is cool. And then they've also got a thing called a Death Cloud, which is a template strength 1, AP4, assault 1, poison 3+ weapon. So like a poison 3+, AP4 flamer, which is pretty cool. So you can do a wall of death if somebody tries to assault you within 8 as well with that.
Yeah, and if you look at their special rules, you'll see firing protocols 2.
Oh, so they can fire both as well. So that's a lot of way to fire. Especially within 12 inches.
You don't want these guys too close to you.
No, fuck no. And then the Shrouded in Death. Oh, sorry, we'll go back to the rest of their equipment. So they come with the Power Fist. You can give any model a Chain Fist.
Yep.
For every 5 models, they may exchange an Assault Grenade Launcher for a Heavy Alchem Flamer. So that's a Fleshbane Heavy Flamer. Pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know why you do it, but yeah.
Yeah, this seems like the other things pretty good as well.
I would stick personally with the assault launcher.
Yeah. And the Chem Master can exchange his assault grenade launcher for a Magna Miner or a Combi Bolter.
Yep.
And Chem Master can swap his fist for a Power Scythe. It's probably worth doing, right? Is it? Just for cool? Or
yeah, I'm doing it for cool.
Yeah. And then what are their special rules?
Now this is where it gets fun. Relentless, bulky 2, shrouded in death, and that was that last special rule we hadn't talked about. Buying protocols 2, shrouded 6+, and stubborn. So, which is a big benefit really in this edition. You there? Kim?
Yeah. Yeah. No, sorry, I was just listening to you and I was thinking like,
When you look at the shrouded in death rule,
just wondering how many of these you have painted up.
10. Only 10.
But how many deaths? How many death shroud?
I have 14 death shroud.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Shroud in Death is a really cool rule, and I mean I have my reasons for loving it, but they're related to Michael. When an enemy unit successfully charges a unit that includes one or more models with a special rule, the charge is always considered to be disordered.
Yeah, that's fucking savage.
Yep.
So it cancels out a ton of shit, cancels out a ton of different rules. Cancels out a bunch of Legion rules, such as like Sons of Horus. If you're playing Istvan 3, Sons of Horus just like aren't getting their special rule against you in any combat. So yeah, that's like things like rage, rubbing rage off people.
Emperor's Children, assaulting.
Yeah, success. Anything that says successful charge, like and successful charge is anything that is not a disordered charge.
Yeah, so it's a good sneaky rule. Also, that shrouded 6+. You know, that damage mitigation without trying. Gotta love that.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, they don't have fucking battle hardened 1. But
how much more do we need?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. the amount of weight of
Let's
fire.
be fair.
That shrouded in death fucking rule's fucking sick. The shrouded 6+ rule that you're getting as well. So you're just getting a free like if you haven't managed to put Primus Medicae or got Feel No Pain in there in some other way, and even if you do have Feel No Pain on the unit and it could be cancelled by things like las cannons, shrouded you'll always get that 6+ save unless the unit has something that cancels shrouded, such as night vision or
you can always run double contingency. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, fucking good unit, man. And how many did you say you had? 10.
10. Yeah, and I've limited myself to 10. You'll see when we get to Rites of War what you can do with them. But
can I take a Spartan as a carrier?
No, but they can be taken as a troop choice.
Oh, okay. Alright. Oh,
so if you want to use your heavy choices up, you can throw up Spartans.
Yeah, so you can take a Proteus carrier, which is pretty good. These guys, like, fucking, if you can find somewhere to teleport them via a Warmonger, that would be fucking cool. Or dump them out of, like, a Charybdis, something like that, where they can just come down, get really close, and just blast, like, fucking their shit off on people. It's just... But yeah, anything where they can tell, like, if you can use a Warmonger to drop these dudes and then they shoot and just devastate whatever they're shooting at and then just assault the remnants, pretty good.
Yeah,
they're going to have a problem countercharging you when they do. Oh, I guess you don't even want to... Well, I mean, if you assault the remnants, you've got all those power fists, you're basically just going to destroy anything that's left, and then you're going to be standing there, and then you got a 4+ invulnerable, you got your 6+ shrouded built in, and then when people do finally fucking attack you, like if you've got those poison, what are they called? Poison fucking toxin grenade, toxin bombs, you can just half their shit's going to die charging you, then they're going to die in close combat, then they're going to die from, when you do your overwatch, like...
Yeah, keep your eyes on the synergy, mate. It's coming. It gets better.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to head across to the Exemplary Battles of the Age of Darkness document from Warhammer-community.com. You need to just go there and search Exemplary Battles of the Age of Darkness. And that's what the document's called. Hopefully that's what's named on the website. In there, it's rules for units that were in Exemplary Battles from the end of last edition with rules for this edition. So, and there's some good shit in here. We've got Huskars, Atrimenta, Dominators, Red Hand Destroyers, fucking Order of the Broken Claws, Dark Angels, Inner Knight Cenobium, Inner Circle. Dark Angels, Inner Circle, Knight Cenobium. See? Too complex. Here we go. Morbus Poisoner Squad. So Death Guard Morbus Poisoner Squad. 115 points for 5. At 10, I can take up to 10 additional dudes for 15 points each. They come with a bolter, bolt pistol, frag and crack grenades, rad grenades, and power armor. I was about to say power armor. But otherwise, they're normal marine stats. 1 wound, weapon skill 4, etc. 1 attack. Leadership 7 and sergeant is 8. So just basic 3+ armor guys. However, they've got... I'll talk about the special rules, and then you can take us through the equipment, maybe, on these guys, because they've got some fucking crazy shit, right? So...
Yeah, they've got a couple of things.
So they've got Stubborn, Counterattack 1, and Bitter Duty. So basically, the rules that Destroyers have, right?
Yes.
But tell us about their loadout. Their loadout is interesting.
Look, the biggest part about their loadout is, I would say, first of all, their ability to swap out the bolt gun for the Alchem flamer, free of cost. So it's like a support squad, but in my eyes, a little bit better. That you can choose in an elite space. And when you look at how Death Guard goes together, that's actually not a bad thing.
Yeah. So but why would you take these guys over Destroyers?
The ability for everyone to take the the flamer, the Alchem flamer, like being a straight swap over.
But can you do that with a heavy? You can do that with a weapon support team, though, right? Like a tactical support squad.
Yes, but when you look at Death Guard, there's other things to be using that for.
Oh, so yeah, of course, these guys have rag grenades and Bitter Duty, blah blah blah. So
yep. They do have other bonuses. They can also stack in a chainsword to get that extra attack if they want. Is that in there? Or is that going off the first edition ones?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it costs 20 points each for a heavy Alchem flamer. Like, whereas you could just take, like, a heavy support guy and he costs 20 points, but he comes with a heavy flamer, which you can swap to a...
Yeah, but you can't take heavy flamers in a tac support squad.
No, you're taking a heavy squad.
Yeah, but a heavy squad, yeah, you can go a heavy squad, but using up a heavy space.
True, yeah, right. Yeah, because you want your moving fire plasma cannons and las cannons and shit in there. Multi-melters.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so yeah, it does feel like a niche within the list. Is that
it fills a gap within...
I don't know, I was skeptical, but yeah, you're bringing me around to these guys.
You'll see it as we go on.
Yeah.
But no, they also have access to the termite straight off the bat, which I think is important.
Yeah. Oh, they can go up to 15 as well. That's cool.
Yeah. You know, that means you can end up with like 3 of the heavies and 12 normal flamers. Like, you wall the death into that, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, they've still got still can just blast people with bolt guns and shit as well.
Yeah, when I like to do it, I like to come out with a termite, and it's not about attacking people. It's just about being annoying and in their deployment zone early on.
Oh, so you're saying put 12 like in a termite and then...
No, you can't choose a termite if you have over 10.
Oh, I can't. Oh, God.
Okay, so you take...
You can add characters. You could add then...
Yeah, you can add a character, but they're still infantry. Bit of duty means you can't give them the apothecary, but...
Oh, true, yeah.
I don't know if it stops you from giving him a tech marine.
Yeah, no, tech marine doesn't have bit of duty.
Ah.
But Moritat, there you go. Moritat.
Yeah, oh Jesus, you put Moritat in with that.
You kind of sold in the turn chain fires anyway, so to get out.
Who cares?
Yeah, and if you give him a close combo weapon, he's just another fucking fuckhead in that unit. You gotta kill. Yeah. Because all of those dudes are now 2+, 5+ base as well, which is just like it's not to be sneezed at. Like a basic centurion is a dick kicking dude. Like if he's in Termi armor with 3 wounds base, like holy shit.
Yeah, he's causing problems.
Yeah. Okay, well maybe bring me around to these guys. They seem pretty, like, just for rad grenades alone, seem pretty fucking sick. They can't really... I guess if you've got a chain bayonet, you're winning on 2s with shred.
Yeah.
With the rad grenades.
But why? Why would you? These guys are meant to be famous. That's what they're meant to be. Read the actual, story.
Yeah, it says like high proportion of chem munitions, even by the standards of the Death Guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also look at like the actual battle they're from. And if you read it, I believe it's in Primarchs, and it's actually under Lionel Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where the actual battle happens, and it is considered one of the greatest mistakes of the crusade for humanity.
Really? Wow.
Well, look what Typhus goes on to be and does to humanity. How many billions of people he kills.
They didn't manage to fucking... So was the Dark Angels slay him?
Dark Angels had the chance to fucking smash it. So it's between not just Dark Angels. Val is originally between Death Guard and Iron Hands who were holding it.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was actually the Dark Angels intervened. But this is when Lionel Johnson was playing the whole, I don't know what's going on game. I'm not picking sides.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of interactions with Callus Typhon where he could have killed him.
Yeah.
But didn't. And had, fair reason to, too.
But he didn't.
No, and it's considered one of the biggest mistakes.
Were they friends? Like...
No.
Oh, what the fuck? Why then? Just honor? Or is it some honor shit? Danny?
A little bit. There's a touch of honor, and I guess to me when reading it was about the audacity, but the Lion appreciated the audacity of what Callus did, because even after he got told to back off, Callus was so determined to go after this prize that he did it anyway. Despite the repercussions, still did it. And so he sort of, when he escaped, now the interesting thing here is, and as you say, spoiler alert everyone, sorry if you haven't read the Primarchs book, but so Callus doesn't actually achieve the mission the way he thought he had to achieve it. Callus Typhon was to get this. His mission was to get this artifact that the Mechanicum had. Read the book to find out where it is. I won't spoil it that bad. Obviously, Lionel Johnson ended up taking it off this planet, but Callus Typhon, his honest mission was just to get it off the planet. he didn't understand at first that it didn't need to be him to get off the planet.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's one of the first gifts of Nurgle that he picks up.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, and then, so these Mortis Poisoner dudes are there, are they? They're like they're...
Yeah, they're part of that, and and just the way they assault this fortification, this thing, they're really that sort of aspect of the Death Guard, and what Callus Typhon's company was like. Yeah. So when you read about these guys, and this will again tie in later, I promise, that there's certain things favoured in this system, in this game, fluff-wise.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many fucking insane, like, chemical... If you just imagine, like, the entire galaxy... I mean, I know there's only a limit. We haven't discovered all 666 elements yet, but... that's a joke for Spencer. But imagine all the fucking just insane fucking toxins from across all these worlds and they know all the best ones and just employ them, in confined spaces. They don't give a fuck, right?
Yep.
And they don't care about, the half-life of these things. That it might take 20 million years for this area to be not toxic again or whatever, but they just don't give a fuck. So...
no, and they don't care about themselves either, because this rat stuff,
get the
if
job
you read about it, affects them.
Yeah.
But they're of the opinion we're going to die anyway.
Yeah, they're expendable.
It's just, Space Marine, we're expendable.
They're a resource.
Who gives a fuck?
Gun pigs are
let's play with the good stuff and get as much done as we can.
Yeah. I agree. I like it. That's how the Iron Hands do shit to some extent. And the Iron Hands also... Iron Hands, Night Lords, and the Death Guard all drew people from Old Albia. So there you go.
Yes.
Fucking grim maniacs, which is why the Iron Hands and the Night Lords are also super grim. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's jump back. We're gonna finish off with the special reaction and then the right. So let's jump over to the special reaction. Oh my god, I love
this one. I love this one.
Oh, so it's actually pretty straightforward. I'll read this one out real quick. So the advanced reaction can be made once per battle during the opposing player's shooting phase. So they basically, as a reaction, we all know how that shit works. All models in the unit targeted by the shooting attack that triggered this reaction gain Feel No Pain 4+ special rule against hits inflicted by the shooting attack, and automatically pass any morale checks or pinning tests they're called upon to make as a result of the shooting attack. Once the shooting attack has been entirely resolved, the unit may make a move in any direction up to 7 inches and obeying all the normal rules for making a move. Holy fuck. So, with your Terminators, pretty good, right? They try and just blast you and you just laugh at them. Like, first of all, I got a 4+4+ against all that shit. And then second of all, now I'm really close to you and you can't use a reaction to move away from me because this is a reaction.
Yep. It's I think it's great. Obviously we don't do too much in the shooting phase as Death Guard in regards to reactions. Things seem to be mounted in the assault or the movement. But with this, we're not allowed to run too much. Most of our stuff is heavy if you look at the way the Legion's laid out. This just means if you shoot at one of our good units that try and march up the field to get to you, like if you target it, you're just going to speed up the process. So you're putting that thought into their head straight away by having this rule sitting there. It's like, if they understand the Death Guard, they're going to go, no, that, oh god, if I shoot that Death Shroud squad or if I shoot those Grave Wardens, they're going to move closer. They're going to be closer. And into what is their really lethal range. And that's the good part about their advanced reaction.
Yeah. Any of those moves, there's just fucking extra moves, like the Night Lords. The Alpha Legion have the really fucking super prestige one where you get a move before and cancel their shooting, blah blah blah. But for a unit like Death Guard, I mean, they don't need those kind of shenanigans. They're tough enough to just walk forward and then at the last minute just like fucking suddenly just like purge, or just stride forth and do like a massive, just like fucking assault move. You know, like on a that can be like super key to victory. Like stop you from having to try and rely on a long range charge next turn, for example. Allow you to like move away from one unit. So if you're, for example, someone shoots you and you then and they have another unit, say they've set up and they've got like a unit of melter guns within 12 inches of you, and then they shoot you in another unit first, you could then just use this to get the fuck out of dodge and move 7 inches out away from them because they've already moved, right? It's the shooting phase now. Now you're fucking out of range with your melter guns. Eat shit. There's very like anything that gives you a free move, fucking very good. Going all the way back to going to fantasy, for example, free move spells. Yeah. Ooh, very rare. This reaction is essentially like a fucking free, just like move spell. But it also gives you that 4+ feel no pain as well, which can be massive, especially like if you take way to fire, just fucking fucks. But what fucks way to fire is double saves and a 4+4+ or 2. I mean, if you shoot culverins at these guys, you terminate a fucking unit, and then you pull this off and you get a 2+4+. Man, they're not doing much damage. Spoiler alert.
No, they're not. And they're only going to get closer to you. I mean, this is one of those ones you sort of reserve for your Death Shroud and your Grave Wardens. With the Death Shroud, you use it because that 7 inches plus that 7 inches, you know, that's massive as far as Terminators moving across the board goes. And they're not designed for long range, so they're best places in combat. So it means when you're moving them, they're not. You got to think about targeting them. If you target them, you got to give them a reason to pop this off, or the opposition to pop this off. You know, and likewise with the Grave Wardens, what it helps with them isn't so much that getting them into combat, but they've only got the 18 inches of range with those grenade launchers. Yeah, and for that assault 4 with a 2 or 3+ to wound, 2+ if you take Callus, obviously. That's a big deal. Yeah, getting those into range a turn earlier, being able to throw down that many wounds. Potentially, that's a big deal. Yeah. So have you had any like fucking triumphal moves with this, or any sneaky bullshit? I like how it's 7 inches as well. It's a good number. Yes, I have. So at Anzac Cup, I was playing with Cat, and I'd actually taken the same list, WYSIWYG, that I took for that first ever event. Yeah. Even though I was a few points down, that's what I took, because I just thought, you know, I randomly picked 14 because it's the 14th Legion. I went with 1,400 points for it. And then I think this thing came in at like 1385. This list. Oh, pretty close. Yeah, I'm like, oh, dude, that's what I took to the first one. Like, I can't not start the first edition by not taking the same list. That's crazy. Cause, so that was 1,000 points in first ed. Yeah, and it's now much closer to 1,400 points. And it was just random because I picked the 1,400 first. So yeah, before working it out. Yeah, so, But how'd you use that thinging? How'd you use the reaction? So we went off track there. I fucking just remember. Oh, yeah, I only just remember what we were talking about too. Don't worry. I started thinking no, so we, I was playing with Cat. Cat was running his World Eaters. Cat, I'm sure he'll get emotional remembering what happened to his Warlord in his first event game, which got fucking sniped out by this fucking Alpha Legion character. Yeah. just ruined his Warlord first thing. It just fuck Cat's plan up. I sent a few things to try and deal with. They had Blood Angels and Alpha Legion working together, which was fucking nasty because What's that one where they all deep strike in and there's all like...
Oh, yeah, Day of Forgotten Tomorrows.
Yeah, that...
Day of Revelation?
Yep, Day of Revelation, thank you. Oh, and the thing is, I hadn't quite got my head around how deep striking worked. I mean, I thought it'd be funny to surround the area, given where he had marked where he was going to be. I did completely wrong. So I was copping a big hit there for this game, but I had Callus Typhon running around with this. It was only 5 Grave Wardens in this squad, but they just motored up this sideline, started shooting things, wiping them out, and they, as much as, I mean, we lost the game in the end, but this Grave Warden squad, because of that boost, managed to do like an L-shaped move down the right-hand side and then across his back flank.
Oh, yeah.
And it just sped up the whole process and got him into this perfect range where I could just make the charge, like the charge was reasonable the next turn, things like that.
Yeah.
You know, and just accelerate their movement, because that's the thing, they're relentless. Firing protocols too. So if I get within 7 inches of you, before I attack, I'm shooting you with fucking everything, you know, and then assaulting. So you want that, you want to try and get that down to the best point of that you're getting both of these benefits before you run in, but likewise, you know, defensively you can hold them off if you keep in your reaction for the assault phase. You keep one ready for Overwatch. You can really hurt anything that comes. You can protect the unit really well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, it's fucking that is like that's pretty good. Like,
it's good, man.
I think the Alpha Legion one is really good. Like it allows you to sort of catapult across, and you also don't get shot at. Blah blah blah. But this one, you get protected from the shot, and you can move. You can move to save yourself even further, or you can move yourself to be more aggressive. You can play it at any time you're shot at, which is pretty fucking good as well.
No morale, no pinning. Doesn't matter what hits you. You can use this to motor on down the field.
Yeah. Alright, I'm a fan. Okay. Now, we're going to synthesize all that through these rites of war. So, these rites of war, I like to leave these till last because I think these things are pretty pivotal. I did a poll on the Eye of Horus podcast group, which has about 2,500 people. Mournival events over 3k. Events over 3k. Pretty good. Going fucking steady for our style of heresy. But yeah, Eye of Horus podcast only have 2,500 people. Did a poll in there about rites of war. Which rites of war are you likely to take? And then I listed them all. And then also I wrote Legion specific rite of war, and then I wrote no rite of war. And basically, like, I think maybe 10 or 12% of people are running no rite. So I think rites are definitely like pivotal to army production. You can definitely run no rite. Like, I've done a bunch of list ammo for my Iron Hands, riteless.
Yes.
But you know, people do their like their rites of war, and I think that rites of war are very important. So I like to keep them till the last. So let's go through these. There's 2 of them. There's the classic names they kept, which is good: the Reaping and Creeping Death.
Yep.
Now the Reaping.
Yep. So let's punch through that. Veteran squads, troop choices. However, they don't gain line. I'll throw that out there.
Yep, no line. They're not Imperial Fist, Danny. They don't just get line.
No, they don't just get that. Heavy support squads, also non-compulsory.
Yeah, again, very good. Don't get line.
No line.
I'm not mad at them not getting line, but like fucking veterans and termies and stuff. You know, like veterans. Like, anyway.
Yeah, but trust me, it's a good rite of war. Don't get me wrong.
Lion heavy support would be fucking sick though, but they're as you know, they're not Imperial Fist, Danny. They can't just take a Castellan that makes heavy support squads. Lion.
All right. No, but you can take rag grenades on anything with character subtypes.
For 10 points. 10 points.
For 10 points.
Fuck, man. For a whole squad. Like, I know you can snipe out that dude, but like, fuck, man. Rag grenades, like, it's just so good. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then,
minus one toughness in this is huge, especially when, like, you know, and people talk about these Fury of the Ancients and stuff like that. And to be fair, I haven't played against one yet, so I'm looking forward to the challenge. But most people I know aren't assholes.
I think it's worth like some cool dudes running it a few times just so you can see what it's like. Because
I'm going to hook up my local group here and like offer them my collection. Right, I want to fight this, guys. Like, here's my dreadnoughts. What do you want to do?
Yeah, someone like Josh, who I played with his, like, he had one in the old edition where you gave away VP for every fucking dread. So, and I mean, we've played, like, he played against me and then he played against Randy. And I've got to get. We should just like have a quick conversation. I should get Josh and Randy on to quickly talk about our games versus the photo.
Is Macca there? Because I actually played one in the old version as well against Macca and his White Scars.
He had Fury of the Ancients.
I played Fury of the Ancients. He was playing White Scars.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have enough shit to run a Fury of the Ancients Death Guard?
Hell yes.
Oh, you should definitely, dude, fucking just get one of your local boys to come around and play against it, because I've played against it twice, and I think, like, I've won against it because the mission was totally in my favor, and I've lost against it, like, I killed, like, I did an ambush on Josh's World Eater Dreadnought Army photo, and so I had to be at either short edge, and he was in the middle, and that fucking circle is like 36 inches, so even though they're being ambushed, they can start 6 inches away from your deployment on the ends. So I had these dreads up in my shit, and I managed to wipe out one flank, including killing the Dread Daddy, and my fucking Seekers killed a little boy Dreadnought in close combat with their chain bayonets. They shot some wounds off it and then charged it and fucking just like just fucking ripped it down. That was fucking sick. But yeah, I managed
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I managed to kill one flank, but he was able to like shoot off all my scoring shit, and it was the one where you get 7 points for the holding the enemy deployment, and then whatever it was, 5 points, and then 3 points for your own. And I had no scoring, so he got all the points basically, like 5 plus 7 plus 3. So if I'd had more scoring shit, I might have been able to win that one, maybe. Or no, I would have lost it by less.
Yeah.
Because I would have held, because there was so here's a question that came up. So we got halfway through the game before we considered what it meant. But so in an ambush scenario, so you've got your rectangular table. The person being ambushed is in a thing with a 18-inch diameter. Radius. So 36-inch circle.
36-inch circle. So
and
6 inches from the longboard edge.
Yep. And then the two deployment zones are either short end, 12 inches on. So you're 6 inches away. But think about this, right? So the tides. It's called Hold on, I probably still got it open because I was looking at it, thinking about it. Just staring at this mission, considering it. So yeah, Dominion. So was it Dominion? No, it wasn't Dominion. Sorry, it was. Yeah, Tide of Carnage. So players' own deployment zone, 3 points. No Man's Land, which is the area of the battlefield which is not covered by either deployment zone, 5 victory points. So that's anything that's in that weird fucking shaped area that's not the 12-inch strip and not the circle, that sort of like cutout area, that's worth fucking 5 points. But you can hold that from anywhere on the table, basically. Anywhere. You could be on an opposite quarter to a guy and you're contesting it.
Yep.
But opposing player's deployment zone. So Josh's opponent's deployment zone was my 2 ends. Did I have, by holding only one end, did I contest the other end? Because does my deployment zone count?
Yes, I would say it was contested. This is the thing.
Because I was like, nah, that can't be true. Like, they would have to, but yeah, well,
I would
Josh
say
is the one who brought it up, and I was
straight away, because there's a lot of negatives for the player in the middle, obviously. But this stops you from stacking one side and sort of try and push through that way. But
doesn't it also make it harder?
Trying to force you to make other decisions.
But it also makes it way harder.
The mission's
for
trying
the person
to force
in the
you
middle,
to play a certain way.
But
is long and short of it. The mission's trying to make you play a certain way.
Yeah.
If you don't have balance in your list, you won't cover all bases.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Well, fuck. So I might have, if that was the case, like I was like, nah, you should get those points. Because he held one of my deployment zones kind of thing, is the way I sort of saw it, but...
Yeah, he deserves those points.
Yeah. Oh, no, but he was arguing that because if... I've got to say, I didn't have any scoring because my one scoring Terminator unit was down to leadership 7 and failed a panic check and ran 11 inches off the table. So I had no scoring shit in my fucking army. But if that squad had been alive, he was saying I would have contested my deployment zone from one end, and somehow I was contesting the other end. That's what you're saying as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I don't know. At the time, I was like, I don't know about that. Seems weird, but yeah, okay.
It's an ambush. You got to look after both aspects of your, form up point.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Looking at it from an ex-military point of view, but
yeah. All right. Okay. So the reaping, rad grenades on everyone. Legion heavy support squads are fucking troops, and also veteran squads are troops. Pretty good. They're not lying, but whatever. Rad grenades. The limitations are you can't make any run moves or make any reaction that allows them to make a move, with the exception of the
exception of
remorseless advance. So that's good.
Yep.
Which is a special reaction, if I didn't mention before.
Yeah,
it's called remorseless resolve. Yeah. Okay, cool. And you...
No deep stroke, no subterranean. No flanking.
No flanking either. Oh, flanking. Not having flanking.
Well, you can't do the assaults.
Yeah.
But any units that deploy by this method cannot be chosen as part of this detachment, so...
Yeah, that's good though. Like I like that. Yeah, I like having all my shit on the table, or just lots of infantry on the table, and just let's slug it out, let's fight it out like real men. Not all these sneaky boys, but sometimes you gotta have those sneaky boys. This would be a fucking sick army to see against Stormwing, right? Just mass fucking troops with like.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
There's a lot of heavy weapons there. Fuck.
Yeah. Look, I'll talk heavy weapons in a second, but with the reaping, in 1.0 it was freaking, and 1.5 it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It was the preferred. The one we're about to go on to, which is Creeping Death, it was sort of the less chosen or less utilised.
Yep.
I actually think you're going to see a turnaround.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's the reaping. Now you can take Legion heavy support squads as your troops, so you only have to fill out your minimum troops. Then the rest of those, you've got 4 more slots you can put heavy support squads in, which means you can put 4 heavy weapon squads before you need to use your heavy slots for heavy weapon squads. And 3 heavy weapon squads is already a lot of fucking squads. So then you can throw in a bunch of tanks and shit like that. It's actually like more insane than the Iron Warriors if you want to take fucking heavy weapons, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then veterans as troops, and veterans, 2 guys out of 10 can take a heavy weapon as well. And those motherfuckers are relentless and fucking 2 wounds and just totally fucking out of control psychopaths as well. So,
and weapon skill 5.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
So you 2 veteran squads, 4 heavy weapon squads, and then tanks. Like, holy shit.
No, they're both non-compulsory, so you still need to take...
Oh, you still need some troops?
Yep, you still need base troops. So what I normally or used to do was stack 2, 2, and 2. So 2 basic, 2 veterans, 2...
Right, it just says Legion veteran squads can be chosen as troops. Doesn't that mean they can be non-compulsory troops? Doesn't say it.
Oh, yep, sorry. No, they're not. Yep, you can go 2 and 4. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually better than I thought.
And that's so many heavy weapons, man, because it's like up to 40 heavy weapons from the heavy squads, and then in those other 2 10-man squads, that's another 4 heavy weapons there. And then, you know, fucking close combat weapons and shit on the vets, or mimesis rifles or whatever. Like, that's so fucking savage. Like, it's a fucking intimidating ass list. And then on top of that, you've got all your heavy support slots left, right? So you can take...
Yeah, I think if you wanted to be a jerk about it, you could really be brutal with this Rite of War.
Yeah.
But I don't encourage being that guy.
You just won't have anything line. That's the only problem. But I mean, if you just
who cares if you table
the fuck out of people?
If you go be that guy, who cares if you table?
If you're chasing the meta, I mean, it's they're not getting +1 to hit on all of their shooting, like Imperial Fist, for example. So. Okay, cool. Let's talk about Creeping Death then. So, Creeping Death is all models in a detachment using this Rite of War that have the Legion Astartes Death Guard automatically pass any dangerous terrain checks they're called upon to take.
Yep.
All models in the deployment zone of a detachment using this Rite of War gain a shroud at 6+, and the entire deployment zone of a detachment using this Rite of War counts as difficult terrain and dangerous terrain.
Yep.
All zones of area terrain on the battlefield, including named types such as jungles, woods, ruins, or craters, account as dangerous terrain. Oh, fuck. And in a detachment using this Rite of War, Grave Warden Terminator squads can be taken as non-compulsory troops choices.
Yep.
So what the hell? Oh, no. And then, wait, what was the... all zones of area terrain on the battlefield count as dangerous, and all models
including name types. So like it says at the beginning of the rules, you know, discuss terrain.
The entire deployment zone of a detachment using this right counts as difficult and dangerous terrain.
Yes.
So they automatically pass all dangerous terrain, and they're not slowed by difficult terrain.
No.
So they fucking, so you don't give a fuck, but your whole deployment's a hell. Oh, what the fuck? That's fucked. Do you just like roll out? Do you just have like a mat and you just roll it out and put your?
Oh, you should do. You should do.
Yeah. Get a Toxin, like I don't know. There must be some mat that has some insane fucking.
I need some sort of fog generator just to let creep over the board or something. I think, but.
Yeah. Oh man, it'd be cool if there was technology for that. One day it'll be holographic smoke and shit on the table. Or you can just get your friend to just vape onto the table. That could be fun. But yeah, okay, so Rite of War may only be used by a detachment using the Traitor Alliance, Allegiance, okay, cool. And must include a Legion Centurion, Cataphractory Centurion, or Legion Tartarus Centurion with a Siege Breaker. Legion console upgrade. Okay, well, fuck, damn. I have to take one of those awesome dudes. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, like that is that really a limitation?
Yeah. So taking Grave Wardens is good. How do you, is this what you're planning to run? Have you got this planned?
I have a list.
Yeah. Is it disgusting list, or what's it like? Is it good?
It's fluffy ish.
Does it have non-compulsory troops that are fucking Grave Wardens?
Hell yes, and it has Callus Typhon.
No.
Let's not beat around the bush here. Look, if you're taking Callus Typhon, you take these guys. Like, if you read his fluff, he hung around the grave wardens, not the death shroud. He doesn't take the retinue. This is his boys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good rite of war that has a lot of uses, and this is what I was talking about too with those toxin bombs.
Yeah. Oh,
so now
it's
you're
stacked
stacking
with,
it.
yeah. So once you come.
So you assault me.
Ugh.
You got to do it twice.
Ugh. Yeah. So you got to roll. So basically, if I've got a 20-man squad and I make it across the table, dodging all of the dangerous terrain somehow.
Yep.
When I go to finally do a charge on you, first of all, you do an overwatch. So boom, 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 shoot half my shit. Because you've got all these heavy weapon squads, right? So
yep.
you shoot overwatch. Then if I can still make the charge, then I roll. And whether I make it or not, because we're in your deployment zone, I have to roll 2d6 for each one. And any that is a 1, if I have an invulnerable save, I get that. Otherwise, that model just dies with no feel, no pain, no shrouded.
I think they're just allowed their invulnerables. It's the same as dangerous terrain tests.
Yes. Yeah. But and that's what it is. It's dangerous, and this is the same thing. So it's roll 2d6 for each guy. Either of them's a 1, you're dead.
Yep, and it stacks.
And it's it stacks. Yeah.
Just with that, it's the heavies that come bonus with the reaping, not creeping death, but I actually do take a heavy support squad in this because
that's so fucking crazy, holy shit.
Yeah. And then I like to tag that siege console onto a heavy support squad.
Yeah.
Of autocannons. Because now it's, rending 6+, strength 7, AP 4, heavy 2. A lot of the events we play in, we use the battle tags. I've got the one where you get you can upgrade his Nucleovox to a Cognisignum.
Mm-hmm.
And then say, now your ballistic skill 5 and all the other sort of funky things it brings to the table. And it gives them sunder. So at strength 7 with rending, it doesn't matter if it's like a Predator or a Sicarian or even a Land Raider or Spartan, it will drive into you and you get the rerolls at it. Like you get the fish for the 6s. Fish for rendings.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little silly, but yeah.
Yeah, but man, that's fucking like a tough army. Can you actually, I guess because you've got so many heavy weapon squads, you can play from a defensive angle as well. Like, people have to do something to your heavy squads. Like, if you have 4 heavy squads...
Well, 4's only in the reaping, right? This is creeping death.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
In the reaping.
Oh, true. Oh, so
but again, you don't have to use your heavy support choices to get your grave wardens. They're now troops.
Oh, okay, right. So you take more grave wardens, more heavy support. You need something to draw them. I guess you've just got so much firepower and stuff.
They're sitting up the back. If you shoot at an autocannon squad and decides to do return fire, and it's got the Cognisignum in there and things like that. Like,
so
you're on the rough end, and it's got Sunder and if you're going to target it this way, you got to understand there's a consequence. You got to use the right thing, and because of that Sunder, even using vehicles now isn't as good as it used to would be, I should say, because of that compulsory siege breaker.
Everything counting in dangerous terrain, like all ruins, jungles, woods, any area terrain, anything that you can stand on, basically.
Yep.
Being dangerous terrain as well, so you can't just fucking easily just cross the table. Or if you do cross the table, you have to cross in the open, which plays into the heavy teams and shit like that. Oh man, brutal.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you to get to this Legion, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me how Typhon how does he play?
Okay, how does Typhon open things up? Yeah. I think is the big thing.
So I just want to preface this by saying I've always usually played with no special characters. Having said that, I just didn't really like the Mechanicum special characters anyway. There's a couple of Iron Hands guys and I might run at some point, I guess, but Danny has always been a fan of Callus Typhon. Ever since the very earliest days. The earliest days.
He's my first Warlord.
Yeah.
He's my first Warlord and still is.
He was there at the fucking very first event.
Yeah. What was he? Third to fall to Chaos?
Yeah. So crazy. Yeah.
Alright, so 200 points.
Yeah.
So I'll go through his stats first. Movement 6, weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength 4, toughness 4, 4 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks, leadership 10, 2+.
So Praetor guy.
Yeah, yep, Praetor, pretty standard. Is 4 normal for a Praetor? Yeah, I think it is.
4 wounds? If you're in Termi armor.
No, 4 attacks or 4 wounds.
Yeah, 4 attacks and 4 wounds. If you're in Terminator armor, it should be 4, yeah.
No. So he's all good there. Through his war gear, he's got the Alchem pistol. He's got God, Tim, can you help me with the pronunciation? Lacarame.
Let me fucking. Where is he?
Oh God.
Wait, where? Oh. I just pivoted the thing. Lacrame.
Lacrame? Is that how?
Yeah, lacrame, mate. fucking lacrame, mate.
Yeah, grenade harness, death cloud projector, because he's just like the Grave Warden, so he has one too.
Yeah, loves it.
Rad grenades, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to have that special rite of war to tap into them. And obviously Cataphractite Terminator armor for that 4+. His unit type, now this is probably special in the fact that he's infantry, heavy obviously because of his armor, unique, but he also has Psyker.
Yeah. So his psychic shit used to be dog shit, right? Like you had to fucking randomly roll something, and then every now and then when we played, you would roll something good, and I'd be like, no, fuck off. And then
that was back when we had to take that was
Inferno
days, when we had the psychic powers and you could take invisibility.
Yeah. Every now and then.
And he could only choose from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like.
That was snapshots only, right? Didn't I snapshot? I know.
Yeah, you need 6s to hit him in close combat. You couldn't target him.
Yeah, I know. I killed him once when you had invisibility, but like you rolled it a couple of times, and I just was like, "Fuck."
When I rolled it up, it was just stupidly good.
Yeah, but then a lot of the time you just had like fuck all, just like fucking he can bend spoons with his mind or something.
Yeah, it was like telepathy in that edition. Like you really were just fishing for a 5+ if you took it, because nothing else was that good. Bugs was not that good.
Do you like the new psychic thing where it's instead of having 6 powers, it's just 2, but they're better?
Yeah, I find them interesting. I've been reading about them a little bit lately, and I was listening to you guys talk a lot about them with Adam.
Oh yeah, Adam.
Adam Wheelbarrow is the army nickname for him. There's way too many consonants and not enough vowels.
Yeah.
Awesome dude, but listening to him talk about these things, and it was good to hear like your different takes on like which one's good now, like telekinesis.
Yeah, telekinetic dome. It's all about the dome. It's all about doming. Actually, it'd be pretty good for fucking Death Guard, because you could just have those heavy weapon squads. They're relentless. Have a wizard in there. It doesn't matter if he's relentless or not. He has the same rules as them anyway. Whatever. But he would be able to move around Oh no, because you can't move. You've got to put the doom down. Yeah, so you can't move.
We'll get to the combos.
Yeah.
Okay. After Callus, we'll get to the combos.
Right,
so we drop into his special rules. Obviously, Legion of Stars, Death Guard, Master of the Legion, independent character, relentless, stubborn, bulky 2, witch blood, which comes into his special rules, shrouded in death, which is just the same as the grave wardens. Firing protocols 2 again, because he's got the same things. Shrouded 6+, traitor, and his warlord trait, which is comes the Reaper. So we'll fly on into that one. If chosen as the army's warlord, Callus Typhon automatically has comes the Reaper as his warlord trait, and you may not select another, like most of the guys that get this sort of things. Comes the Reaper. When making attacks as part of a shooting attack or during the assault phase with any weapon that has the Poisoned X special rule, Callus Typhon and any unit with the Legion of Astartes Death Guard and at least one model within 6 inches of Callus Typhon increase the value of the Poisoned X special rule by 1. So you're now looking at 2+ grave wardens running around the field being terrorists.
Yeah. And they're not getting. They don't have to roll gets hot on their fleshbane shit on their 2+.
No, they're poisoned. There's no gets hot on theirs.
Yeah.
So that's a 2+ poison with nothing.
Yeah.
And assault 4 coming out of their grenade launchers within 18 inches.
Is this for all poison in the army or just the unit?
All poison in the unit.
Well,
everyone else using a flame is using fleshbane, but we'll get to that. All right.
Oh, I'm just thinking. So it's all. Yeah.
So if it's a poison weapon,
any unit with Legion of Stars Death Guard and at least one model within 6 inches of him. So that could be your quad mortars with phosphex, right?
Could be.
Because they go from poison 3+ to 2+ on phosphex. Oh, what? Because
obviously the siege console opens that little bad boy up, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, right. Okay, and you've got to take the siege console.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
You sort of see where I'm going with this. But yeah, there's that. But it also with Comes the Reaper, it may re-roll fail to wound rolls for weapons with the Fleshbane special rule. In addition, an army whose warlord has this trait may make an additional reaction in the movement phase, as long as Callus Typhon has not been removed as a casualty.
Yeah, so movement phase 1, yeah.
Yeah, movement phase 1, like I said, it's not the best thing about him. It's good because you've got that.
But like you said earlier, you know, it is like you can't get that with the other Rights of War.
No.
Well, sorry, no Rights of War. Sorry, you can't get that with the other Warlord traits.
Warlord traits,
yeah,
no.
You can only get shooting.
Yeah, and it's the only way you can get it.
Yeah.
If that's one you look at and focus on.
Yeah.
We'll flick over to his weapons. To keep on that. So his weapon, Tim, please pronounce it for him.
Lacrame, mate.
Lacrame. Sorry, I'm hopeless with it. Alright, so +2 strength, AP 2, melee, 2-handed, reaping blow 1, fleshbane.
This is fleshbane close combat. At AP 2,
that's a fleshbane close with AP 2.
Yeah, that's fucking ape shit.
And if he's a warlord, he re-rolls it.
Yeah, and he's going in initiative 5. Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Oh wait, it gets better.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll build to that. Death Cloud Projector, just like the Grave Wardens. Assault 1, Poison 3+. Obviously, if he's comes the Reaper Warlord trait, goes to a 2+.
2, yep.
Also, every time you charge a unit with this, it's disordered. So, yeah, and we spoke about that before in its advantages.
Yeah.
Alright, so Witch Blood, which is special for Callus, is he has the Witch Sense psychic power and Toxin Cloud psychic weapon and does not gain access to any other disciplines. when included as part of an army that includes Mortarion, or if Mortarion is present in a battle as part of another friendly army, then Callus Typhon may not make use of his psychic powers or psychic weapons. Okay. Yeah, which is the same as First Ed.
Yeah, I mean, like, fucking even if he can't use those powers for some reason, like...
He's still good.
He's still only 200 points, yeah, and he's got some...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's no slouch. Okay, so this psychic power...
He's also a Leadership 10 Psyker as well, which is very good.
Yeah, I was going to jump into that one. So he has the Witch Sense power, and the Witch Sense power is at the start of any assault phase. So it doesn't matter if it's yours or theirs. It's any assault phase. Callus Typhon's controlling player may choose to make a psychic check for him. If that check is passed, Callus Typhon's weapon skill characteristic is increased by +1, so he's now jumping to weapon skill 7, right, which is in the realm of Primarchs. And his attacks characteristic is increased by D3 for the duration of that assault phase.
Yeah, what the hell?
Obviously, if you fuck that up, take a perils.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, man.
So you're gonna weapon skill 7 plus D3 attacks.
+2 strength, so strength 6, AP 2, melee 2-handed reaping blow, so you can pull another attack there if you get into base contact with more than one thing, and flashbane.
8. So you get up to like 9 attacks or something on the charge? No, wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up to 8 attacks on the charge if you roll well.
Yep. But at weapon skill 7, initiative 5.
Yeah. And you got rare grenades, so...
Yep.
Oh, man,
like, what more do you want, really?
Yeah, that's like instant death. That means he's instant deathing against tough 4 with this strength 6. Because he's rad grenading down to tough 3.
Yep.
Unless you have battle hardened, you're fucking dying. Like, holy fuck, that's fucking actually insane. Wow.
Think about how it works with dreadnoughts too.
Yeah, what the hell?
He will solo a dreadnought on the charge easily.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I specifically haven't read these rules. But like, Jesus Christ, that's
now you see why I want him.
Yeah, no, I see.
He's in my list for a reason, man.
I'm gonna have to go and see what Iron Hands fucking psychos I can take. But yeah, holy shit. So, and what's Toxic Cloud? Have we talked about that?
We'll jump into that one. So it gives a bit more range to Callus in the sense it's a psychic weapon. It's done before making any hit rolls with this weapon. Obviously, you do your psychic check as you do when making a shooting attack. If you fail, obviously suffer your perils as per normal. But it's 24 inches, only strength 1, AP 4, which is still good. Assault 1, large blast, 5 inches. So it doesn't stop him from assaulting, which is good. Flashbane, obviously it's good. It's 2+ to wound. Pinning and psychic focus.
Yeah, okay. So, large blast. So the 5-inch blast, flashbane, so you're going to do a bunch of wounds. It's only AP4. It'll just fucking chew people up. But any tightly packed people are fucked, and then it's pinning as well, so you get a good chance of pinning.
Yeah, and look, with 5-inch blast mark, on average, you kind of usually can find 4 to 5 models. Okay? You're winning on a 2+. Yeah, they get an armor save. Like, we're playing fucking heresy. Let's look at 3+. 3+ is the baseline.
It's not super great, but yeah, you'll find a use for it. And if you don't, then who cares? Like, it's just a fucking free psychic thing. Like, the real thing you want is that witch sense.
Yep,
so you just
that's all I care about.
Fucking get into combat and just annihilate shit. Yeah, like that's what you want.
Yeah. Now, but yeah, that's the long and the short of Callus Typhon, and I think you can see why. If you can take him, you take him.
Yeah.
He's brutal.
Yeah. Well, the add initiative AP2, the strength factor strength 6, and then he has rads, just means he can just do so many AP2 wounds at inish. Especially that, reaping blow. Oh, so you can get 4 attacks base, 1 for charging.
Yeah.
Up to
so 5 for charging, 6 if you get reaping blow.
Yeah.
And plus D3.
So up to another 3. Yeah, so you could get up to 9 attacks on the charge.
Yes.
At AP2. Strength 6 AP2.
Initiative 5.
At initiative 5. There's like Primarchs that you could throw that into, and I mean, Primarch doesn't give a shit about... Yeah, the Primarch doesn't give a shit about rad grenades, but just fucking hammering them with a bunch of wounds like that before they even strike, and then they're just like, fuck, and then they're going to decide, what am I going to do, you know, like, because they're going to get pounded by like a fuck ton of power fists straight after that from the rest of your squad. So, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, man, I mean, even if you look at it from a one-on-one perspective versus a Primarch, and it's only 200 points you're spending here.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude. Imagine if you had to deal with 2 of them.
Yeah.
I know they're unique, but hypothetically, 400 points, 2 of these little buggers, ramping up against you, you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah. Well, just knowing that, like, just knowing that he can basically fuck a dreadnought, and so you can use your dreadnoughts, and if you, for some reason, there's a reversal and you roll really poorly and they fuck your dreadnought and then come at you, they're almost certainly going to be wounded, and he can definitely finish a fucking wounded dreadnought. Like a dreadnought with only 4 wounds left, he's probably going to...
I've seen him solo it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I've done it multiple times now.
Yeah.
He solos dreadnoughts pretty freaking consistently. Because, like, with the change to the
rad grenade
tables too.
Oh, the weapon skill table, because he's weapon skill 7.
When he goes to weapon skill 7, he's gotten even harder even for a contemptor. That's weapon skill 5. Yeah,
I mean, contemptor's still hitting you on 5s, but like something like a Marigal, which would normally be hitting on 4s, is going to 5s, which is really good. Like, that's fucking out of control good. Or if you get charged by Space Wolves and you have fight a duel with their character will be weapon skill 7, but then you'll also be at weapon skill 7. So it goes to 4s. You're not at a disadvantage.
No.
And he's not.
And
he's not at an advantage.
No.
So it's like a double buff. So anything that buffs weapon skills fucking out of control.
So you could probably see why if you gave him battle hardened, like the Death Shroud, he'd be a little bit OP.
Well, that's the thing. Because you can assign against a unit, unless you're in a challenge, you can assign what shit takes hits. Almost certainly those Death Shroud are going to take all the hits.
Oh, so, Grave Wardens is what I recommend running these guys with.
Oh, yeah. Well, either one, man. They're both fucking savages. But if you did put on Death Shroud, like...
Well, for example, if you charge a Death Shroud unit with Callus Typhon in it, you get all those wall of flame attacks.
Oh yeah, wall of flame. Yeah. I was wondering what the fuck you're talking
about.
They're
all wounding on 2+. But here's the thing: normally, if you have Fleshbane, you have to re-roll it against a dreadnought.
Yeah.
It wipes itself out. So straight up, it's just a 2+. So it even removes that advantage straight away there.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a hidden gem.
Well,
but I am a one-eyed supporter. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, yeah. Fucking Callus. There we go. Callus Typhon, very fucking good. So Denny's a fucking Callus Typhon fanatic. So I mean, it has got a sick model too. Like it's a sick model. He's he's a cool character. Like Death Guard's got a bunch of just sort of like super sinister dudes. If you read through
I bought him on pre-order when he first dropped. This is one of my longest standing models. I just love the shit out of him.
Yeah, there's a picture of him in the Death Guard section. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's right. He was one of the first models to have that really insanely huge base. Remember, we were all like, "What the fuck? What the hell? What's this giant base?"
Yep.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, he's rad. Well, alright, we're over 2 hours, Danny. Is there any other Death Guard secrets you want to pass on to people? Or you can keep them to yourself as well if you've got sinister ideas you don't want me to know about. I'll figure them out. I'll figure them out.
No, I'll throw them out there. Like, again, running Callus with the Grave Wardens is probably my biggest thing, but if you go up the field with like Pride of the Legion and you keep those Death Shroud, and you've got these Terminators Death Shroud with line now because of Pride of the Legion. And you keep one of their models within 6 inches, there's just so much re-rolling and buffing going on, it's a little nutty. Like another thing I like to do is take a librarian or two, depending on what you're up to, and I just take biomancy because of the one where you can enhance it without even having to roll. You just throw +1 strength on them.
Yeah. Don't have to roll. It's super reliable. You can roll for strength and toughness, which is pretty good. If it's a key
I utilize them with the Death Shroud, so you can take them to toughness 5, battle hardened 1.
Oh yeah, so strength 10 motherfuckers can't even kill you.
So you can select when if there's something out there hunting you that's strength 10, you can defend it.
Yeah. Pretty much the only thing that will put you in the ground is Murderous Strike. Like, once you get to that, Murderous Strike's just gonna you take a invulnerable save or die essentially because you won't feel no pain against it. It'll ignore, and it will be one of the only things that can instant death you. So yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy. Although, hey, I've got my conversion beam cannons on my contemptors, strength 12 at 42 or more. So if I can stay 42 or more away from you, boom, strength 12, fucking AP one shots.
Shoot at me, I'm getting closer.
Vaporize that shit. Yeah, okay. Well, we got one chance to see.
That's the thing. That's why I actually think they're really cool. Everything plays to their lore. Really, all the rules really support what they're about.
Yeah,
and that's why I love them as well.
Yeah. Fucking powerful bullshit. They've also got one of the best dreads as well. I think the custom, the resin ones. It's like a bit plain, but I like it. I think I might actually get one of those and convert it into an Iron Hands dread, I think.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them because they come with the rivets.
Yeah, it's got the bonding studs or something on one side.
Yeah, on one side, which is cool. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I like that. I like the helm as well.
I've also got, so Macca once upon a time made up these explode. You remember when you used to have to put a little base down for when your dreadnought got wrecked?
Oh, yeah.
So Macca had done up a bunch of bases and cast them with the actual Death Guard dreadnought on it. And so I got them off Macca. I swapped him for some stuff I had. And yeah, so I've got 2 of them, one to represent each of the dreadnoughts in that armor set.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
yeah, that's rad. That's cool for like Zone Metalis or something like that.
Yeah, it's just a bit more flavorful. It just adds to the
exactly,
the aesthetic.
Well, it should, yeah. Like think about it, like especially in Zone Metalis, if like Contemptor falls over in a corridor, it's like this burning fucking like
molten wreck.
Yeah, molten wreck. Like, what the fuck? It's gonna be a little hard to get through there. So yeah, I'm all about it. Yeah. Okay. Well, any other last thoughts on Death Guard? I think we're pretty much like we've gone through all that shit. We've definitely talked about some combos and some bullshit that you can do.
There's some good things in there. Thanks for having me on again, Tim.
Yeah, no problems, man. Oh, now, are there any events you need to sprig? Anything coming up?
Well, first one is React that I'll throw out there, but that's because one I'm going to, there's like you can be a single player and still play into the narrative. They've set something up. I'm not 100% sure on how it works. So, same weekend as CanCon, but a slightly different location.
Yep.
You've probably been to enough Reacts. This is being sort of hosted by a different bloke, DJ. But again, Andrew Hollis is in the background helping him, sort of coaching him.
Yeah.
So, I expect
it should be a good event.
Probably a similar level. Yeah, similar level event.
Yeah, there's lots of people signed up and lots of people coming from all over the place. So, it should be pretty fun, I reckon.
And then the next one would be Anzac Cup again, which the Defence Force looks after, and I'm a part of. And I'm running a continuation of the campaign which I ran earlier this year. And sometime in the new year, expect a players pack to drop.
Sweet.
Yeah, but again, it will be a narrative event. Should be good fun.
How many points are you going to make it? Is Cecil going to have to...
Oh, that's what everyone's asking me, and I'm tossing and turning.
How many more dreadnoughts does Cecil need to paint?
It makes me want to say, like, it's an 8,000 point game or something, just so he has to paint more than 5 models. No.
He doesn't care. He'll do it.
He would.
It's all about that fucking Iron Warrior's life. Like, the only thing he'll never do is paint fucking Perturabo.
Oh, yeah. No, I would... It's going to be somewhere between... It will be at least 2,000.
He could definitely take both his Leviathans. I've heard, like, shoebox dreads are coming back in. Especially in, like, Fear of the Ancients. That's what I've heard. Just for, like, conserving points. Yeah, dude, because think about it, like, at the back of a fucking Fear of the Ancients army, that you're not going to be able to get through all those dreads. What's the point of having, like, a Contemptor shooting when you can have, for 60, I think it's 50 points or 60 less points, you could have just a Castaferum with 2 fucking las cannons. So it's firing 4 BS5 Sunder las cannons.
Yep.
And they're an elite's choice. So you just, like...
I wouldn't be surprised if you see them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got them in my collection.
Imagine just 2 squads of 3 of those. It's like fucking 20. To be fair, it's 24 las cannon BS5 las cannon shots. Like, and then and that's and that's only 2/3 the price of a... Or it's cheaper than Contemptors, essentially. And then you've got a wall of Contemptors and shit in front of that. That's what I've heard. That's what the list hammering that I've heard. Castaferum's back in.
Oh, God. I mean, it makes red grenades good.
Cast a spam. However, yeah, and like I said earlier in the show, dude, my Seeker squad, which was only 7 dudes to start with, and then lost a couple, so I think it was only 5 guys. They shot... Because it came at them when there was 7 of them, and it shot a torrent flame thing at them, and they were like, what the fuck? So they returned fire and shot some wounds off it. And then they moved up, and then it came again and shot another guy, and then I was like, fuck you! And then I charged it with just chain blade. I think I shot it again and then charged it, and just fucking, like, tore it apart with chain blades. Just, I think it was only like 3 or 4 dudes. Oh, and then, oh fuck, do you know what those Seekers did as well after that? They got charged by the Dread Daddy. So his Dread Daddy was just like, hey, stay away from my little Dread boyfriend. Like, came running out and charged my Seekers. And then my Seeker Sergeant offered a challenge. And then he had to accept. And so he had to fight my Seeker Sarge, and my Seeker Sarge did a wound to him because they were striking at the same initiative, even though he got destroyed by like 6 wounds or some shit. I did a wound to him in combat, which meant that I didn't lose combat by as much, and I rolled a 4 on that leadership check and stayed in combat like the Seekers did, with just jabbing with their chain bayonets. It's pretty funny. Obviously, the next turn he just fucking slaughtered them, but that was pretty good. They did fucking like hang around. So yeah, fucking happy with those Seekers now. I'm totally glad they got to finally use their chain bays on something. But yeah, man. Fuck, I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna definitely try and come down for the next Anzac Cup.
That would be good.
I think Macca's running a thing as well, so I want to come to the castle thing that Macca's running.
I've got that booked in.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at React, obviously Anzac Cup, looking at Macca's one, wherever that is, and if I'm allowed back, Preferred Enemy.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'm going down to Famine, which is on the same weekend as React, but in Sydney.
Yep.
Play there, play some fantasy in the evening afterwards. That should be good. It's a nice 2-day event. But yeah, definitely want to get down to the castle event that Mac is running, and then Anzac Cup. Oh, it sucks there's no like HeroCon in Brisbane anymore. That was like really cool because we have so many Zone Metallis tables here. Like,
that was awesome when you guys did that big setup. No, unfortunately, just the way things have worked out with defence and
exactly, there's a lot of changes, especially
and people discharging and coming and going. But I think it's good that at least now it's narrowed down to where it's always going to be, because now we know where all the stores are, the most central, and knowing what I know about the army and how it works, this is the best location. It's most central.
Yeah, should be good, man. Looking forward to it. And then
I need to get to my house. I'm built like was it Field of Dreams?
I'm
calling it my Field of Dreams. Build it, they will come.
Hey, it's only 14 feet, man. I need more feet.
Fucking hell!
Tell me when you get to 18 feet.
I can add it on.
18 feet.
Mate, that only uses up 2/3 of the shed to get to 14, man. Like, don't make unrealistic expectations. I can achieve this.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day, like, you could have just like a shed, like a bunk, like a massive shed, right? And then you could have combined bunks / gaming tables. So you like lower them down, and then you can put a 6x4 mat on, and take the mattress off, and then put a 6x4 down, and then at night everyone can actually maybe that doesn't make as much sense. I just realized a whole bunch of drunken people just like clearing tables and then jacking these fucking tables up.
I already have a plan for this. Because I'm in the country and acreage is the thing. If I won the lotto, I would build a very, very large shed, and anyone who's in Cootamundra would know shed culture is a big thing down here. Having a good man cave. But I would also then have around my property, obviously I'd have a flash as fuck house if I won the lottery, especially if I'm big. But I would actually put in Connex, the shipping containers. I'd put in little like units of them, so when my friends used to come to stay, they've got their own place with their own little yard. Like, they don't have to listen or fucking come in my house.
With your nine kids,
Yeah, no one should have to suffer that. It's 8, but...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that sounds good, man. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do more travel for Heresy. Michael always wants to fucking travel. He's always like talking about like doing massive road trips like we used to do when we were fucking in our 20s. And I'm just like, no, 8 hours.
Well, here's the thing. From Sydney, you can get here by train. Or Melbourne, by train.
It's not a road trip there. It's not a road trip in a fucking V8.
You can drink the whole way on the XPT because there's a drinks cart.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
And order food.
What XPT?
You just sit there, talk Heresy. You could podcast from a train. I don't know if you had enough microphones. I know Kat's got a device that would do it.
Yeah, if there's just some way to cross. It's just fucking New South Wales is like a huge fucking area, and if we could just get rid of New South Wales somehow, or just the top part of it. Just I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know.
You don't want to get rid of where I am. I live in the Golden Triangle. It's awesome.
Yeah. But this
is how we feed people.
We need like high-speed rail, or something like that. Or,
yeah, well, that would be nice.
Yeah. Give us some bullet trains, man. All right, cool. All right, awesome, dude. Yep, can't wait to catch up again. It's always good playing against you, and we always have good talks. Fucking talking it up and fucking shit talking, and also you fucking handed me defeat many times. Also in well, at least one time I can definitely remember in fantasy with your running. Were you running ogres? I'm pretty sure you had an ogre army, right?
Yeah, because you used to beat up my Warriors of Chaos list pretty easy with those dwarves, but the ogres, when they went through you.
Yeah, dude, I've got photos of that still. Like, I made a battle report thingo back on
really?
Imgur. Yeah, like, I can't remember the name of the event that we're playing fantasy at, but because that was really, would that even be before we were playing Heresy, or was it the same?
I think you can throw down the term decade, and we go be within the ballpark on that.
Oh yeah, it is. 2012. So you reckon it was before Heresy? Before we were playing Heresy? It might have been.
Yeah, it was. That's why I had ogres.
Oh, and Nate had the Chaos
battle
Dwarfs.
station.
He had the full Chaos Dwarf gun line
as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I still remember getting destroyed by those ogres. It's one of the main reasons I hate ogres, because I can just never beat them with my dwarfs. They just fucking smash through my shit. Those fucking iron guts. Ugh. So yeah, thanks for that. It's good. It's always fun. Always fun.
I'm not going to say that might have been the reason I got them.
It's good to have good nemesis. All right. Well, all right, man. Thanks so much for coming on, and yeah, it's always good talking to you. And yeah, when we play some computer games, always a fun time. Even if one of us in this chat doesn't always follow the Geneva Convention.
Oh wow! Yep.
No.
I'll let you know next time up. I'll bring an army.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, dude. All right. Thanks, everyone. This has been Warmonger 13. Death Guard. Fully painted is for closers.